off the top of your head, Greg Cody, what did I miss? Did I miss anything?
I didn't know you were gone. No, I'm just kidding. We've missed you. The ratings have skyrocketed in your absence, but don't take that personally. We're all happy you're back. I hope you had a wonderful time. Nobody deserves a vacation like you do, but you left at a sort of a downtime, the summer doldrums. So I think you're back at a good time.
So
with
I didn't
football.
I didn't miss anything because I was in Hawaii, and I'm sure I will burden you with an assortment of irrelevant Hawaii facts over the course of the show today, including me falling down a flight of stairs.
What?
But before I do all of that, I will tell you that what I felt cross the ocean, and it made me a combination of happy to be on vacation, but sad about just the general state of sports, is reverberating across the ocean. The Dolphins had a bad practice. And I'm like, how is this something people are talking about for days? I have literally never heard of a practice so bad that it shakes the sea and arrives in Hawaii at my doorstep.
The Miami Herald had a reporter live and in person in Chicago reporting that the Miami Dolphins had a bad practice, and I felt about the same way about that headline.
The Detroit Lions fan used to show up to games wearing paper bags over their head, and the Detroit media was stunned at how bad the Dolphins were.
Okay, so that's good. You guys are excited about the Dolphin season? It's just weeks away. We're just a little while away from Miami Notre Dame. Is Miami Notre Dame going to feel like Miami Notre Dame? Is that possible?
It's a top 10 matchup.
Oh, yeah.
But I think out of all the things that you missed that you'd probably wish you were here for is Jeremy Taché is a racist now.
Yeah,
What happened?
Shocking heel turn.
He's a
happened
racist. Jeremy, who's supposed to aspire to being the best of us, and he'll let you know about it, by the way, just cracked open the mic and just started saying racist slurs.
Yeah, anti-Ireland.
Slurs?
No.
Plural?
Well, he lumped in multiple people into one slur catch-all.
I thought that among the people that we had here who aren't members of the original cast, I thought that the worst moment was had by Tony while I was away.
That was also rough to watch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which
fair
one?
Comment.
Yeah.
I only got one, and I just got that he lost a bet and flipped out.
He crashed out on the air, yeah.
Because he lost a bet.
Right, but we could do something with that. Jeremy just being an open racist. Very hard to work with that. I can't do a lot of improv off of a dude just like spewing hate.
You can't. I feel like Trump has provided a good amount of comedy on that front for all of us.
And he's back.
Hey.
And that's a fine.
Well, I did. What do you mean that's a fine? Why is
Somebody's
that fine?
phone went off.
I didn't hear it. Was that Greg Cody's phone? I didn't even hear it.
Yeah.
Trump said
Just
on
mouth the F word, so I
Finding
think it
Dan
wasn't.
for Trump talk would end world hunger.
Nah, we just reallocate to militarizing a city.
Just this morning, Trump said on Fox News, I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I hear I'm not doing well. I hear I'm really at the bottom of the totem pole.
And we've already covered that bottom of the totem pole is actually good.
Yeah.
We have covered that.
Okay. First time I've agreed with Trump in 6 years.
Also, slavery is not as bad as we thought.
Well, you know
And
what?
we're back.
Part of the the commentary that he had that I will agree on is when
Yeah, hopefully not that.
No, right, but in that tweet there was something I agreed on, which is Trump did say that museums don't do enough in terms of celebrating the future. Mm-hmm. He's not wrong about that, given by definition they are existing to only celebrate the past. So he wants them to celebrate the future more, but then they would not be museums anymore.
Oh, God, start the show.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. mission. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Not so tough, but man's keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. Right there, let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
I want to talk about our love of nostalgia and what I imagine will be a Cowboys documentary on Netflix that will do very, very well, even though the team hasn't done very, very well in 30 years. And it's totally unsurprising that instead of just doing a Cowboys documentary in 10 parts, that Jerry Jones would insist on it be a documentary that starts with him and then talks about the Cowboys. But before I do that, I just want to ask you guys for a formal definition here on how many stairs you have to fall down a flight of stairs. Because at 2 o'clock in the morning on my vacation in the dark, I am contending that I fell down a flight of stairs, but it wasn't obviously the entire flight of stairs, but it involves me bloody on the floor with my knee and elbow scratched up. Yeah, oh yeah, and moaning and laughing at the floor, waiting for my wife to have heard me from where.
Did you tumble?
I did tumble, but
Great question. Thank you.
it is. Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to get away with this because I did indeed tumble. However, I only missed the last 2 stairs. So I don't know how to describe what happened because it's not. I just say I fell down a flight of stairs, but I don't know if I fell down enough stairs to qualify for falling down a flight. But I did tumble into, and not only that, I fell into the wall that was opposite the stairs because my momentum carried me. My moaning momentum carried me because I missed the last 2 steps because I was in my phone.
Oh, damn. My hotels never have stairs.
Yeah, that's the first observation.
You
You're
missed
rich.
2 steps.
I did. I missed the last 2 steps in the dark, and
boy.
so. But if you, there are a couple of observations that I have that I want to ask you guys because I don't know if you have seen this. There's some people talking about how inflation in the economy has gotten so bad that all of America ends up feeling like a streaming service that keeps upping the prices but removing some of the features. Okay, so I felt inflation when I went to, for the first time in 30 years, I went to, walking out of a pizza place, a gumball machine to get some Mike and Ike's. And I put 1 quarter in the gumball machine, and I ask all of you, what's the proper number of Mike and Ike's that I should get for 1 quarter if I go to a gumball machine from 30 years ago?
What the hell's a Mike and Ike?
Dan,
No.
Dan, that's not inflation. That's inflammation.
Right, different.
You don't know what Mike and Ike's
Come
are?
on, you know what that is.
What? Tell me.
It's
It's a gumball.
It's a
right?
candy. It's a chewy candy. It's got a very
Cylinder shaped.
How big is it?
very small. It looks
Like a pill, like a
big
supplement.
pill. A big pill. No, the shape of pill. It's not circular. It's more oblong.
Okay, you got to get 3 for a quarter, right?
All right, you remember Good and Plenty?
Yes.
That's the fruity version of it.
Ah, okay. 3.
Okay, so you ruined the game. Perfect for the seat. Just you ruined the game because I got 3 and I was offended. I was hugely. I was offended on behalf of America. This can't be 3. I've just been ripped off as I'm walking out of this place. This is a ripoff. 3's not even a mouthful of Mike and Ike's in terms of what it is that you want for chewiness.
Okay, 1 would have insulted you. 3 is normal. But what does that have to do with you falling down a flight?
I'm
of
just
stairs?
going to give you an assortment of observations.
You had a quarter on you?
Yeah, I can't believe you had a quarter.
Well,
Wow, change.
What else can you buy with a quarter these days?
What's funny about that is the only reason I went to a gumball machine for the first time in 30 years is because I had a single quarter on me. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I usually just give this to whoever it is gave it to me.
Okay, and when you fell down the flight of stairs, because I'm not going to leave that alone until I find out how much you'd been drinking. Because when you fall down a flight of stairs and laughter ensues, it implies that alcohol was involved.
Not a drink. It was not about drinking. It was 2 o'clock in the morning in the dark.
Okay.
And you guys have me staying in a hotel. I would not do that. I was staying in a home.
Yeah, Airbnb.
And
yeah.
and
You bought a house on vacation?
Ocean
just
view.
a small one on the water.
The answer's 5, by the way. 5 steps is falling down a flight of stairs. If it was like, if you're on the 4th step, 3rd step, that's just.
I thought you were answering
stumbling
the
at
Mike and Ike's question.
I think if you get, no matter how many steps, I think if you get to the bottom of the stairs still unbalanced, that's falling down a flight of stairs.
Okay, but I ended up on my side and back again, bloodied knee and bloodied elbow. And it was only 2 steps, but it was obviously a hard fall. And I'm very lucky, like I didn't break my ankle or something in terms of the way that I fell. But I felt the last step on my way on the momentum. So
you only missed 1 step, the 2nd step. You hit the 1st step, but with your knee or back.
I don't know. I don't even think it was my knee or back that hit the first
You're
step.
going to die in a really strange way. Yeah. I'm just going to make a prediction here.
The positives here. You're young enough where you don't break your hip doing that. You know, if that happened to my dad right now,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we could be looking at the beginning of the end.
I mean, I pulled a muscle in my arm trying to do monkey bars.
You should show that. He did the monkey. Remember we did while you were gone. Were you here for that, Dan? When my dad tried to do the monkey bars, failed at it. Spoiler alert.
No way you would be able to do monkey
And
bars.
afterwards, he had a bruise on his bicep that it was on both sides. So he did something like legit.
The point is not that, but that if I fell down a flight of stairs, I absolutely would break a hip. So good for you not doing that. You got good hips. This guy leads the league in hips.
He always has.
Nice gait. A perusal of artificial intelligence suggests the average flight is about 12 to 15 steps.
Hey, it goes to the next floor, right? Flight of stairs.
Still dangerous. We're not downplaying how dangerous it was. It's just not a flight of stairs.
The legal definition is a continuous run of steps without a landing.
Bad arm day for you? Bad arm day?
Bad arm life. Yeah.
All right, let me see what you've got working there. We're going to embarrass you on a couple of fronts here because we have a video here that I am told you do not want us to play about something that you and your wife are beefing over. So that is a strange place. So that's a strange place to have a bruise after doing the monkey bars. And I do believe
Look at that thing.
that the reason that happens is because that's where all your dad's pride, ego, and will went to die because he couldn't actually do it.
It was embarrassing.
But that was the intersection of I don't want to be embarrassed. Let me see if I could tear my bicep doing this. Okay, now I have to stop.
Okay. That's right. I was injured, or else I would have continued and done the whole monkey bars. That's good. See, he just gave me a great excuse. Injury. That's why I couldn't do it.
Why are you so delusional? And I have a theory, okay? I do have a theory that I believe is true after 40, which is that every man, and this only happens to men, every man over 40 thinks he's 20 years younger than he actually is. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does every single man over 40 years old think he's actually 20 years younger than he is? Because I think this is an affliction, for you especially, because you think you can do everything in sports. Like you think you can block Myles Garrett and kick 70-yard field goals.
No. I've kicked a 50-yard field goal, as all know. So that's part of it. You know, I used to do monkey bars like in the top speed when I was a kid.
That's how you did them?
Yeah, when I was a kid. And so I'm figuring I'm stronger right now. I could kick the ass.
Your form would allow you would hit your head on the monkey bar. You're not making it.
No,
man.
I'm going like this. I would kick the ass of my 10-year-old self who did monkey bars, top speed. So I'm thinking, why can't I do monkey bars now? So I tried and I failed.
I don't understand how delusional you are about this. You mentioned kicking, and it just made me think of a preview I saw while I was away. Have you guys seen the preview yet for a movie that I have to see, which is just called If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You?
Wow.
Great title.
Is that from the makers of Something's Gnawing on My Leg?
I don't know what this is about. I assume that it's a horror movie, but you can find some information on this for me. And what I wish for you to also do is please find some information for me on the movie The Senior, starring Michael Chiklis, who I have been told, please get me a height and weight on Michael Chiklis, and please get me an age on Michael Chiklis, because he is going back to college. He's playing for a team called the Lobos. He has 1 year of eligibility left. He's an old man, but what I'm told is that he is a menace in this movie, and it's based on a true story. He looks ridiculous doing everything that he's doing because he's an old man who's not particularly big, but one of the things that he does in the fourth quarter when everyone's tired, I'm told, is he lines up on the line of scrimmage and he informs everybody on the other team that it is, quote, clobbering time.
Oh, because that's actually a callback. He played the Thing in the Fantastic Four, and that's the Thing's catchphrase. I'm a nerd. Michael Chiklis is currently 61 years old. He is listed anywhere between 5'7" and 5'9". He's an actor, so it's probably 5'7". Yeah. And just under 180 pounds was the last verified weight.
No way is he under 180 pounds. Get out of here.
I mean, if he's 5'7".
This is as asinine a preview as I ever have seen done on sports. A 61-year-old Michael Chiklis trying to play college football, but he reminds me of Cody.
Okay. First of all, I've seen that movie.
It hasn't come out yet.
I was at the premiere.
Came out in 2020.
I was at the premiere in 2023. We actually had Mike Flint, the original linebacker who Chiklis is playing, on the Greg Cody Show podcast. Christopher, you should get audio from that. But the movie's a little bit corny, but it's sweethearted. It's a sweet movie. I can recommend it.
I can't tell if you're actually telling the truth or not.
No, I am.
You went to the premiere?
I went to the premiere. It was in Fort Lauderdale in the fall of 2023. The assumption was that it was going to come out soon after. Apparently they couldn't.
Well, I just saw a preview that said it comes out September 19th.
It does. Yeah, so in other words, it had been in the can for 2 years.
Episode 46 of the Greg Cody Show. I completely forgot about it. We talked to 59-year-old Mike Flint.
Of all the people to have something for you on a movie topic.
I know, Mr. Movie.
He's like the perfect guest is in studio with you.
But has the movie come out yet, or has it not come out yet? Because
did you not listen to episode 46 of the Greg Cody Show featuring Greg Cody?
It looks like it was canned.
Yes.
It was made a couple years ago. It was canned, and now it's coming out.
It's finally coming out 2 years later.
Okay, so Greg Cody got a sneak preview on a movie 2 years early that has not yet come out and has already covered it extensively on his own podcast.
He's adhered to a 2-year embargo.
I scooped it. I scooped that story.
I've got some info on if I had legs, I'd kick you.
I'll get to that in a second. I've got a lot to catch up on. And in hour 2 today, we will review all of the things that I missed. And I want to be careful because I really did check out, so I don't know too much of what it is that you guys have talked about. But have you guys talked about that this season, the Jacksonville Jags only need to get to their own 43-yard line?
70-yard field goal? Yeah, we saw that. I don't think we talked about it. I saw it, though.
But they don't need to get to the other side of the field, which is perfect for Trevor Lawrence. Are we now introducing, because it makes sense, right? You always hear all the time, oh, this guy was hitting him from 70 in the pregame. It's here now, right? The 70-yard field goal is actually here. Will we see this? We're going to see this at some point at the end of a half or at the end of a game. It doesn't make any sense to do it when you're going to give up the field position of allowing somebody to be in your territory, but we will see this happen.
I'm surprised we haven't yet, because the 60-yard field goal has become fairly commonplace. 65 has been done. 70 is going to happen, but do it in a game. I mean, somebody did it in the preseason. I think the guy you're talking about doesn't count. Don't even consider it. Not a record. Do it in a real game. But if I had to guess, I would say the over-under this year is that there will be 2 or 3 70-yard field goals kicked.
I got to be honest. Be honest. I'm going to be honest. Everybody knows, if you know
Don't
one
lie.
thing about me, you know I'm honest. I'm going to be honest here.
I know that you like Thai food.
I'm tired of the long field goals being so easy now in the NFL. When do we get to a point? They have to make the goalposts thinner. It doesn't have to be like arena football, but we got to close those goalposts a little bit. Kicking field goals become too easy.
Honestly, that was said when I kicked my 50-yard field goal. I'm not even lying. Hal Habib was the witness, and people said at the time.
You're being honest?
Yeah, people said at the time, if this guy who's never played organized football can kick a 50-yard field goal, we got to change the parameter. Because in a couple of generations from now, people are going to be kicking 70-yard field goals. That's what was said due to my 50-yard field goal. So I'm really taking a little bit of credit for the advancement in the length of field goals.
I like Damshek's idea from Football America. You put a crossbar at the top of the field goal, so it's like a square instead of open.
Because the short ones, they go too high.
That's not a bad idea. I like that.
You have more footballs blocked at the line of scrimmage.
Make it tougher. Make it tougher.
Okay. You guys want to make the field goal more difficult, and you're trying to discuss whether or not you'd rather kick it through a square, or move the goalpost closer together.
Not only that, if it's a super short field goal, it should be worth 1 point. If it's a medium field goal, say 35 to 50 yards,
you're rewarding the offense less for getting closer to the goal line.
It should be two points.
So if you go further down the field,
you're going to ruin the game with a bunch of strategy to be at the 50-yard line.
What's the matter with you?
You'll be taking knees at the 40.
Strategy is part of the game.
We're incentivizing them going for it the closer they are to the goal line.
Right.
That's how we spin it.
That's right. Yeah.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Should the goalposts be closer together? Please give me an update, Zaslow, if you would, on the great movie, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Okay, here's the plot. Be honest. Everybody knows that. With her life crashing down around her, Linda attempts to navigate her child's mysterious illness, her absent husband, a missing person, and an increasingly hostile relationship with her therapist. And I'll tell you, this is a cast. All right. It stars Rose Byrne. She's an A-list actress. Also, Conan O'Brien.
What?
I didn't even know he's an actor. So, yeah, there you go.
He's a psychiatrist in that movie.
Excellent.
But it's a horror movie, correct?
Dark comedy, it looks like. A$AP Rocky's in it.
It's a good name for a movie. It's a movie that lures you in for sure. Can I wonder here aloud, Billy, because I have been grateful here that over the first 20 minutes of this show, you have not allowed Wild Willie Wednesday to break out of me. I don't break out around me.
No, you're back. It's a celebration, a homecoming, if you will.
But can you please explain to me, if you do not mind, why it is that you were alleging that a 31-17 game is more of a blowout than a 14-0 game?
I mean, does that have to be explained? Do you guys argue that a 31-17 game is not more of a blowout than a 14-0 game?
It sounds better.
Yeah.
It sounds more impressive because the points that you're putting up on the board. But also, the other team has 0 points. Yeah. I've never really given this much thought, but I would rather beat a team 31-17 than 14-0 because I want to feel good about my offense more than I want to feel good about my defense.
That's just wrong.
What's wrong?
The 14-0 game is more rare.
I'm with
it's more
you.
of an unusual score.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
That's 2 scores.
How weird are shutouts anymore? I would like to see a pie chart or a graph on the number of shutouts in the NFL. They're so rare now that when you get one, it's a big deal. And
I
so
think
for that
15-1 is more of a blowout than 14-0.
That's definitely scoregami.
In my NFL, there could be a 15-1 score. See? That kind of thing. You know what I mean? There could be.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is a 15-1 blowout more impressive than a 14-0 blowout? And is a 31-17 blowout more impressive than a 14-0 blowout? You guys are just doing football. Baseball, that feels different. 15-1 and 14-0 feel the same. But when you do football on this and you tell me 14-0, 14-0 for me represents one of the most famous scores in South Florida history. The Miami Dolphins won a very close game in a sloppy Orange Bowl to advance to the Super Bowl over the Jets, right? The last time either of those two teams was relevant that way at the same time. Over the Jets with A.J. Dewey returning a interception for a touchdown to make it 14-0. But that was by no means a blowout. It's the most famous 14-0 I can remember in South Florida's history.
That's the same game I was thinking of when that score happened to come up, and it was A.J. Dewey. Muddy conditions. AFC Championship game, right?
But that was not a blowout. That was not in any way a blowout.
It was a great game. I mean, it's basically a 7-0 game, broken open a little bit by an interception return in the mud, which you can never anticipate.
That game was covered in the ESPN 30 for 30 on the New York Sack Exchange. I could not believe the field conditions for that game. This is a game to go to the Super Bowl, and they allowed them to play on that slop.
Speaking of things I couldn't believe, I don't know if you guys have followed the Cowboys documentary that just released. I saw the first episode last night, and it's just going to be very easy nostalgic watching because the personalities are so great. Basically, the Cowboys have been relevant for 30 years, even though their team hasn't been any good, because the personalities that started all this were great, and it's endured for 30 years. But what I could not believe in the first episode that I simply did not remember and could not see happening again in my entire lifetime in sports. That when Tom Landry was replaced by Jimmy Johnson, they had a parade for just Tom Landry has been fired, and there were 100,000 people just there to watch Tom Landry go in a car and wave at them that he'd been fired because he was replaced. And that will never happen again.
No.
It'll never happen again in sports that a coach will have that kind of feeling from its fan base that 100,000 people will gather for something that is part parade and part funeral for a man who's still alive, and all he's done at the end is be sacked by Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones.
Wait, were they happy he was fired, or were they celebrating all of his contributions?
They were mad that he had been replaced.
Right.
But it seems as though he's waving. It seems as though he's got buy-in, so he was under a certain impression.
No, he had been let go by Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson in a way that was so unpopular.
Wasn't it the first thing Jones did when he bought the team?
Yes, basically. It's the first thing he did was he brought in Jimmy Johnson. This thing is so interesting. I've reached out to Jimmy to see if he wants to talk about it, because one of the many interesting things about it at the end is to see, oh, look at this. They've made a documentary where Jerry's going to allow Jimmy to get the credit in a way Kraft didn't allow Belichick to get the credit. This is interesting, like where they were friends and then they hated each other. And at the end of their lives, as they both examine mortality and immortality, the two of them are willing to make a documentary that's not going to have all the truth in it. It's going to have a little bit of truth, and they're going to avoid a whole lot of shit in it that Jerry Jones doesn't want in there. But one of the truths that they're going to give you is that Jimmy Johnson did that. And with Jerry Jones signing off on that, that's not something Bob Kraft just did with Bill Belichick, where he gave him the documentary credit 10 parts of, yeah, he did this. It seems like Jimmy Johnson's going to be the big winner in this documentary. But one of the things that I wanted to show you guys here is we were very close, Meadowlark Media, to getting that documentary. It's as heartbroken as I have ever seen John Skipper. Like that, he came a very close second to us being able to make that documentary. And second place is a set of steak knives, because here's what second place gets you. That's what we get instead of millions and millions of dollars at Meadowlark Media. We get that at the end of a Cowboys documentary that all of you are going to watch, right?
Yeah, I'll get around to it.
I think I will.
I'm still watching Alien Earth.
It's candy of the greatest kind, or am I speaking just as someone who's, worked in this market for 36 years?
I totally agree with you. And it sort of lost over time that Jimmy Johnson's first year in Dallas, he went 1-15. So he had to really, really win that fan base over, and he did. And another aspect of this story I like is what a fraud the phrase America's team has become, because they've been essentially under the radar for 30 years.
I don't think you can say that when they're the most valuable franchise in sports.
Okay, but I'm curious, though, who owns the America's team? Is it NFL Films? Is it the Cowboys themselves? I'm kind of curious about that, because
originally it was the Atlanta Braves of Ted Turner when they brought in cable television. They were supposed to be America's team because they went from being a local broadcast to a national broadcast. But then after that, the Dallas Cowboys became America's team, and they are perfectly American in that they are basically fame as currency, interesting because they can gather attention, but aren't going to actually win anything as long as those people are in charge of it. And even though the relationship of Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones broke up in a drunken bar because Jerry Jones was telling everybody I could win with 500 coaches, Jerry Jones ended up being right in the short term because he picked a professional clown to coach his team, and that too won a championship.
Switzer, yep.
But he hasn't been able to do shit since, other than ruin the earth with his oil business, make a bunch of money, and have a team that everyone talks about but doesn't fear.
And also, another thing he's done is remain at the forefront of publicity and attention by being the owner who's on the sideline, by being the owner who's picking a fight with his best defensive player on the dawn of the season, He loves headlines and attention, and he's gotten those for 30 years.
But that's the thing about all of that that's interesting. They say it right at the beginning of the documentary. He says, I went into so much debt as a gambler. I've got all these scars inside because I could be really good at borrowing money. Like, my mouth is great. He's done it on his mouth. It's not anything else. He's done it on his mouth for 30 years. It has been cartoonishly wonderful to watch as he behaves differently than any other owner and is held to a different standard than all the other owners because he's still in charge. No one can do anything about it, and he isn't any good at that job, and he hasn't been any good at that job for 30 years. He's only good at telling you he's good at that job.
Well, I mean, the valuation of the franchise has skyrocketed under his leadership. So maybe anybody can do that, but they are the single most talked about franchise in this country.
You're talking about him as a GM.
I am talking about the football product, and what you're talking about. And you're not wrong. It's a good correction in this respect, and I'm sure they're going to cover this in the documentary. Jerry Jones and Bob Kraft are sitting there, and Jerry Jones is keeping Bob Kraft out of the Hall of Fame right now, according to the reporting around it, because their competition over the last 30 years has been about who could be the king of this sport on the field and off the field. Who's the king? And Jerry will say to Bob Kraft, I'm worth more. My thing doesn't even need to win as much as your thing. I don't need a dictator coach. I can take out an assortment of puppets, and I'm worth more than you, and I'll keep your ass out of the Hall of Fame because I'm more powerful than you as well. And so what they will get credit for is absolutely, they built that entire league. That the two of them have built what that is. It was Jerry Jones's league. It was Bob Kraft's league when he was winning. But Bob Kraft doesn't have the personality to ever be Jerry Jones.
Wouldn't you make the case, though, that Jerry Jones is the face of the NFL right now?
No.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No.
Mahomes.
Really?
Mahomes.
You're talking about face as an owner, like you'd make it Goodell or Power. You'd make it an owner instead of a player. You wouldn't make it Travis Kelce. You wouldn't make it a player. Face of the league? Can the face of a league ever be the owner? Was Mark Cuban ever the face of basketball? Is the Power where the face of a league is?
Oh, I don't think Cuban's in the same territory as Jerry Jones.
I think he's certainly top 15 names. Like there's the most important reason why Roger Goodell is telling assembled media our competition is not other leagues, it's tech companies, is because Jerry Jones is the most influential owner in a league run by owners.
I'm a bit surprised by what Zaslow's doing there in that I don't know that I've ever made an owner a face of a league.
Well, it's also tough because which one of his faces?
I guess Dana White is somebody I would have to do that. I would do that with UFC.
Yeah.
He is absolutely the face of UFC. But I think a player, when you're ever talking about face of a league, it's not power, it's play. And so the distinction you guys are making is a good one and an important one because Jerry Jones has won, even while he has not won, because it's worth more than anything, and it's because of what they've made that league. He bought it for $150 million. He bought the Cowboys. $150 million. It's worth more than $10 billion now.
Also, I'm not a fan, sorry, Greg, I know what we're doing. They haven't won in 30 years, and they don't have many playoff wins to their name. I don't know what the number is, but
I think it's 2, Mike.
Two. But he does have 3 Super Bowls, one of which is with Barry Switzer. Everyone keeps trying to take that away,
and they've rarely been bad. I don't want to do the thing of he's not bad at being a GM. He's average. But they've rarely been the worst team in the league.
Well, by the way,
there are a lot worse GMs.
I mean, by the way, before this last season, which was obviously a disaster, they had 3 consecutive 12-win seasons. Like, is it Jerry's fault that they get to the postseason and the defense sucks or Dak doesn't play well? Like, it's Jerry's fault in that spot?
I mean, he assembles a team. Unlike, you can
12 wins.
I understand, but is it Jerry's fault that the defense he built falls apart in the defense in the postseason? You can make that argument.
Well, Jerry Jones lives with the curse of having won the biggest early in his career, early in his ownership career. Don Shula lived with that same curse. He won 2 Super Bowls back in a row and spent 30 years trying to live up to his own image, which is what Jerry Jones is doing. But the face of the league, America's team in the NFL was Tom Brady in New England for 15 years, and that had to kill Jerry Jones. And that's what interests me about them hanging on to that America's team title because to me it's become a little bit of a mockery, but it's a fascinating one.
He just made. Is Tom Brady still the face of the league?
Which one of the faces?
That's a good question.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is Tom Brady still the face of the NFL? And also, which one of the faces?
You guys are going to watch 8 episodes of this Cowboys thing?
Isn't it 10?
Like 8, whatever it is. You're going to watch 10
That'd be weird
hours
if you
of it?
watched 8 and didn't watch the last
It's
2.
hard. It's hard for me to get through 8 episodes of anything right now. I'm still on episode 1 of Alien Earth.
So, Billy, not for you? The 10?
Nah, not for me.
I'll
I
give
mean,
it a shot.
IMDb says 8. I guess maybe 2 more to come out at a later date. But
Oh, no, I might have it wrong. When we were originally talking about it, it was 10. So I like it's going to be cotton candy, but I am asking you if it's cotton candy for a certain age because I know it's cotton candy for me and Greg Cody. But the nostalgia of this is a Last Dance phenomenon. We all got this during the pandemic, this changed in viewing habits where Billy might be out on 10 episodes, but most people prefer 10 episodes now to a movie.
I mean, I watched 10 episodes, just not of the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. Like, it's just not
It
interesting.
just isn't doing it. I think it's pretty interesting, but the timing is not great. For me to get through that many episodes, I need it in July. I mean, there's literally football this week. I'd rather watch the football than watch a documentary about football.
Week 0, that's what we're going to keep calling it. Where Greg Cody's shaking his head sadly.
I always hated week 0.
I don't think it's technically called week 0 anymore.
It shouldn't be.
I think we have like a big week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Formally.
It's
But
like
in our hearts, week 0 lives on.
it's like a 2-week week 1 now. The games in week 1 are literally like 12 or 13 days apart.
I can see on you guys. You guys have tells. You guys have talked about this before. The boredom that
Yesterday,
swept through the room as you guys just did the notes, the week lazy notes on, we did this last week. Let me see if I grab some of my best stuff.
It was actually yesterday.
And throw it at Dan half-heartedly and see if he notices. You guys just threw a mountain of bored and different shit at my face.
Well, that's why we're trying to move past it quickly. If we sound excited about it, then we're just microwaving yesterday's leftovers.
I mean, we can't match the excitement of you falling down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
2 steps. It wasn't a flight.
And he only missed one. He hit the other one with his back.
It was a mini flight.
You're somehow both too old and too young to fall down 2 steps.
I'll put it to you this way. If you order a flight of beers at a restaurant and they give you 2, what do you say? That's not a flight.
It's got to be 4. It's a good point by Mike.
Yeah.
Maybe
Flight's
5.
4.
A flight's 5, right? In a restaurant? Yeah, flight's 5.
Oh, look. It could be 4. It could be 5. One thing it ain't, damn sure it's not 2.
Yeah.
Rarely 3, honestly. I don't think I've ever seen a flight
3,
with
I'd be like, this is light for a flight.
Yeah.
flight?
That's a stumble. 2
short
is a
flight,
stumble.
like a flight to Tampa.
All right, so how would you guys say what it is that happened to me then?
You fell down a step.
You tripped.
Yeah.
You
I
tripped
I
and fell.
stumbled.
And to act like you weren't drinking like at 11
Yeah,
or 10 that night. You're like,
2 a.m.
alcohol wasn't involved.
2 a.m.
There was an umbrella in that drink.
on my vacation. You guys are so.
Oh, that off day of drinking on vacation
It's
we all
ridiculous.
have.
You've been drinking all day with Jack Lord.
You guys had me
Admit it.
drinking on
Jack
vacation?
Lord.
You guys had me drinking on vacation in Hawaii? Huh?
Although sometimes on vacation you get to like that 6th day and you're like, I need a
This is too
day.
much. Which day did you trip?
I will get to a number of the things that you guys just
Before or
brought
after
up
the
there.
Mike and Ike fiasco?
Yeah.
But Greg Cody shouting, just shouting a Jack Lord reference, Fine for me when Jack Lord died, please. He was the star of Hawaii Five-0, a show that has not died somehow. It still exists, but not with Jack Lord in charge. So thank you for that joke there.
Wasn't a joke. I didn't know it died.
Did I make him dead?
He died in 98.
I thought you said he was 98.
Okay.
I thought that was a $50 fine. I don't know why it is you guys think that I would lie to you when I volunteer the falling down the flight of stairs, but the place that's a bridge too far for me is, oh no, I was drunk. Like, I'm volunteering the first part of it, right? And so I'm not lying to you when I say not only I was getting up in the middle of the night, I was not coming home in the middle of the night. I'm in bed at 10 o'clock at night most nights.
Day drinking. I've been there.
So 4 hours after waking up, I'm stumbling down the stairs with my phone, checking my phone.
Don't do that.
There you go.
You're at the age where you should not be doing that.
Yeah.
Look, I spent the last 2 years at the Clevelander following my father down the steps with my hands under his elbows.
Always
because
made me nervous.
He would not hold the guardrail because he thinks he's 20 years younger than he is.
Earlier this segment, you said you were disconnected. Middle of the night on your phone is not disconnected.
Okay, like you guys think I threw my phone into the sea for 3 weeks?
We got you.
You got me.
Got you.
You got me. I've been cornered by you guys. So what did you get me on?
Descending while checking.
2 to 4 a.m. was his phone time.
But
Let me guess, it was a doom scroll.
It wasn't. It was not. It was not drinking, and it is something I should not do on the stairs. I don't think it's a flight of stairs, but I don't think you guys. I mean, I don't think in describing it to somebody when they say what happened to your elbow, what happened to your knee, I don't think I stumbled or fell down a stair qualifies for what it is that my body looks like.
You fell down some stairs.
Fell down some stairs. Yep.
Yeah, which is 2 for the record, but not a flight.
Right. What are you checking on the phone at 2 a.m.? I'm just curious. What's the imperative there?
I
Any
know,
good tweets?
I know that while Zaslow has said that we should only have one time zone and it should be the Lord's time zone.
Everyone knows that.
What I will tell you, what am I checking at 2 o'clock in the morning? What I love about Hawaii, I love everything about Hawaii. Maui is some place that I could actually live. I don't say that about many places. Is that my 10 p.m. baseball games are at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My 7 p.m. all of sports is 6 hours earlier for me. So everybody is done early. I could go for that as the Lord's time zone. 6 hours earlier. I mean, we're gonna change all this, right? Basketball's now going to be on at 11 o'clock at night, all over the place. All of streaming is going to change to be more international, so these games can be more global, right?
So what time did you see a green dildo hit the court?
I heard that Greg and Chris went to a sex shop together.
You're going to have to tune into the episode to find out whether we actually went in or not, but we went there.
I'm catching up. I'm still on episode 46 now.
Okay.
Is it because Greg didn't believe that there were still, or Chris didn't believe that there were still adult bookstores, as Greg called them?
Exactly. And
Well, I still fight that. I mean, I don't think that there are just places that only sell adult books.
I took him to an adult entertainment center, and he was shocked that it even existed.
Interesting choice of
Whatever
word.
happened to go to the video store and you have to go past the saloon doors to get to the
Yeah.
adult movies?
Video stores died.
Kevin Hart.
I'm very excited about doing this because this is a human being I'm very curious about. His insatiability, his conquering, his ability to be, I think I can say this, if not the most successful comedian in America, the most popular comedian in America. Usually stadiums don't get sold out. Kevin Hart, thank you for being here. I am really interested in finding out how you're built. Your friend Neil Brennan tells me, ask him about his past and you will understand why he can't stop working and why he will never stop working.
That's very true. Neil is a really good friend of mine. Great guy, too. I like Neil all around in general. He's just a good definition of a person. But yeah, man, I'm on your platform. So I'm a firm believer in allowing people to be great. And you are good at what you do. So in this interview, be you. But if we can go as in depth as you want, what questions you have, you'll get great answers and great feedback. I'm here for the greater of good.
Okay, well, I'm happy to have you. So let's start, though, with your conquering. It seems like you are hell-bent on proving something with employees and worth and building and creativity. You want to be what? Like, it seems like you've arrived at what would be a destination for any comic.
I think that it's, I can simplify it. right? I can simplify it. I think what some people tend to make extremely complex and difficult, I do a good job of making those things easy, right? For me, I look at it from a perspective of we all have an option in our life to do as much as we possibly can, right? And you can take that option and max it out, or you can do the minimum, or you can, do, I guess, what can be deemed to be the mid-level of whatever, right? But there's things that are put around us that do nothing but give us the opportunity to succeed and grow. And it's how you use those tools around you to basically be a version of your best benefit. And my tools that I've been able to form and put myself around are people, right? I've been around some really great people that have achieved a lot of amazing things in their lives and their careers. And in doing that, it's motivating, it's inspiring.
But have you met many like you? The Rock you guys seem to have like a common space where you both understand.
Hey, what's up, Le Batard fans? It's your girl, Roz Goldenwood with the Good Follow Show presented by DraftKings. And this week on Good Follow, we are talking about the Indiana Fever and how they keep getting bitten by the injury bug. We're going to also talk about officiating in the WNBA. There's been a lot of complaints from the players, the coaches, and the fans. And the Aces are hot, hot, hot. Asia Wilson and the Aces are shaking things up. How high can they climb in the standings? And then finally, those Valkyries, there's just something special about them. And we talk about all the success that this expansion franchise has had. So definitely tap in with us. We drop Tuesdays and Thursdays, wherever it is you get your podcast.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
A number of different things that I wish to get to, including Greg Cody. I don't know what controversy this has caused in the House. I know Greg Cody does not want us to play a video that we are going to play anyway over his objections because he's embarrassed by it, but I don't know the nature of the embarrassment. And before I play the video, Chris, can you give me some family context to this? Why is your father embarrassed that we're doing this against his will?
My mother celebrates her birthday this upcoming weekend, and this past weekend, her work family took her out for which they do, like whenever someone celebrates a birthday. My dad goes to these dinners. I believe you complained about, and maybe I'm revealing too much because some people might listen, you only knew like 2 or 3 of 17 people or something.
I probably knew 3 or 4 of 18 people well enough to have a casual conversation, but that's okay. It's her party, not mine.
Right. So then they get to the end of the meal where they're, of course, singing Happy Birthday. And you would think, other than my mom, who needs to be the most interested in this song? Like, we can't
Who's
have...
up for a raise, Well,
that's true.
And as the boss, and this is a work thing. It's a bunch of kiss asses.
Oh, trust me. And this is. Everyone here, like, my mom is the boss here. So
Billy got that right.
Billy's nailing it. Like, everybody for sure is, like, not wanting to be at this dinner, and they're all just putting on a show for my mom. Like, that's undeniable.
Well, wait a minute. Everyone loves your mother.
That's what they,
No.
At work.
Believe me, that's bona fide.
Well.
So what we have here is we're going to jump in.
I don't want you to throw it to the video just yet. I want to set some of the family context of this because we have 17 people at a dinner, and I know your father. He wants her birthday to be about him. Like, he can say it's her party. It's not what he wants. It's her party, but he'll cry if he wants to. Like, he wants to be seen here, and these are people who work for your mother, and he doesn't really want to talk to any of them. Talk to 2 or 3 of them. They're going to ask him, hey, Dolphins, 7.5, over, under. He's bored. He doesn't want to be there.
Okay. All right. There's another backdrop to this video, and it's that I probably shouldn't have had that 3rd old-fashioned.
My mom always criticizes him. When he gets into the brown, it's a scary thing. And I love how he says 3rd old-fashioned, while in this video, he's holding a glass of wine. So
Mixing.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We Ubered. There may have been a couple of beers before we left the house in a pregame party.
Well, I have a theory about this video because I did see it before the show, and that applies some context.
Yes, and what we're going to play here, this is more visual. So all you're going to hear here is them singing Happy Birthday. But what you're going to see is a very uninterested husband of the birthday girl. Let's play it.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
So what you missed there, if you're not watching, is my dad just in the middle of the song, not singing, not mouthing the words, just casually looking at his phone.
Okay, boy, what a side profile there on the Cody nose. I was scrolling my phone real quickly to try to take a video of them singing "Happy Birthday" before it ended.
Come on.
That was my theory.
Was.
That was my theory.
It was like
You gave up.
He was struggling. You could see the screen never changes. He couldn't do what he was trying to do.
We're 3/4 of the way into the song.
And I've been trying the whole time.
You could have been singing along, but you were
trying the whole time. We see you grab your phone to lift it up.
Okay, the camera logo on my phone has disappeared. I now have to
He's
click
just poking the camera logo.
I now have to click a button and start spelling camera to get the
Everyone,
logo.
please back off because this is a gold mine. There is a gold mine here on what you guys aren't noticing here is this is your father, Chris, after, quote, I probably shouldn't have had that third old fashioned.
Oh, look, there's
your
a phone
father
here.
is wrecked here, and
I'm an honest man.
his functions are not going to work correctly. Look, he's bad at technology under all circumstances. The funniest part of this is that nothing on your father's phones changes. He's stuck at password.
And there are clearly people already videoing this. So, but 2/3 of the way through the song, you have the idea. Someone should be videoing this. Let me get my phone.
Right.
While 7 people around the table are videoing.
I wanted to be the guy videoing it. By the way, I haven't fallen down any flights of stairs lately.
Oh, come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Not fair.
Neither have I, according to them. Yeah,
I mean,
you fell down some stairs. Different.
Okay.
But it's just uninterested. What should I take a video? Oh, that's
First
not
of all,
working.
It wasn't even a birthday cake. It was like a brownie.
Yeah,
with
that's a very sad little piece of pie.
But and at the end, the half-hearted, just oh, good, that song's over.
I love when he looks up defeated. Let me just get back to programming. I won't jump in and sing. And again, you're throwing stones here. While you haven't fallen down some stairs, I'm pretty sure Dan's arms haven't gushed blood because he just ran into a threshold.
All right, that's fair. But, that kind of thing.
When's her actual birthday? This seems like it was a fake birthday.
The 22nd.
The birthday is the 22nd.
Oh, come on.
It's birthday month in my house.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I do nothing but celebrate that
Because we're
woman.
taking her out to dinner this weekend, so she did her work thing the weekend before.
And, and she and I are going out Friday night. I mean, it's like a big birthday month.
Enough.
And so the fact I didn't sing because she's blowing out the candle in a cupcake, is not a big deal.
How old is she turning?
We don't want to talk about that.
Well, is it like a significant milestone?
It's
no,
not.
it isn't.
Oh, then ridiculous.
No, it's not a major birthday.
Why do you even need to go to a work birthday? You don't work with her.
Well, that could be said, but I wanted to support my wife. Nobody supports her like I do.
I'm looking at the people.
Not financially, but otherwise.
No one supports her. You're literally in the video, not supporting.
I mean, I'm looking at the people in the back that seem somewhat disinterested in even the singing. There's a guy at the end that he's faking the bobbing.
Oh, he's nodding his head. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's not enthusiasm. That's not singing like you're really wishing someone a happy birthday.
It's like the Jay-Z gif. What is it? It's happy birthday.
That's effort right there.
Guys,
Mom's office Lewis over there. Happy birthday to him, by the way.
It is Lewis's birthday, actually. Bob.
Look at that eye roll he just did. I hope that guy's not getting a bonus. Watch the eye roll. Right at the end. Hold on a second.
Let's see. Oh, wow.
Whoa. He didn't want to be there.
Whoa.
Greg didn't roll his eyes.
okay, so
Damn right.
a lot to examine here.
They're uninterested.
a lot
Are they
to
lawyers? Could they sue us?
A lot to examine here. I want to examine all of it because I am going to defend my friend here, even though the optics on this are horrible. He picks up his phone. It looks like he's distracted immediately. No interest in happy birthday for his wife. The optics are horrible. And this is what I'm telling you, though, Chris. I've seen your father in this condition when he still doesn't know what order to drink these drinks in. He ruined my brother's very first exhibition, knocking paintings off the wall because he does not know the order to drink. So if he's already had beer and wine, you can't go 3 old fashions. You can't start mixing these in orders where he's already screwed up, no matter what his tolerance level is. This is your father at his very cognitively slowest. He can't.
I should pick up my phone. All right, I'll put it back down.
He can't do shit here. Like, he's along for the ride. He didn't want to go in and be out with these people. He's so tired of Office Lewis and his fake ways, over laughing at mom's jokes.
Bobbing his head. Yeah, good song.
These people are dead inside. They don't want to be there any more than your father does. And your father handles it every year by drinking too much.
No, that's not true.
Greg, there's a story I remember from you ruining one of these things where you actually had a lampshade on your head.
In his defense, he doesn't need a birthday party to do that.
Greg, how many years ago was the office party that you had to change your office party behavior because at the end of the night you had a lampshade on your head?
I don't catalog all that kind of stuff. You know, there's so much going on. This video does one thing. It shows how much I love my wife.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, because my priority right then was being hell-bent to record this song.
3/4 of the way into the song,
you know,
you had
I was,
the idea.
I was late reacting.
You just need the wish at the end of blowing out of the candle. You fast forward through the rest of the happy birthday.
I love the half-hearted, like him clapping, trying to like, look, I've been involved the whole time.
I
Here
mean,
we go.
the idea you got to sing "Happy Birthday" is such a.
Oh, really?
I really don't like that song at all. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to sing it. You know, and if it's like if you're singing it for somebody who's like a wife to you and an aunt to you and a nana to you.
What name do you say?
Nobody knows what to say when it comes down to the name, and everybody murmurs it because they don't know what to say.
Kids now also have ruined. I don't know if you guys have kids. They say cha-cha-cha after every line. It's so annoying.
No, it's so annoying.
Shut up, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Shut up, kids. Also, okay, fine. But shut up, kids, cha-cha-cha, because it's your day, Billy. But Billy is right about this annoying thing. What do you guys have a go-to move when you arrive at the name of somebody whose name you do not know?
You just mumble.
Yeah, you mumble.
But none of you have a go-to, like just anything.
Get a load of this guy.
So during Happy Birthday, if you can't summon the name, what do you do? Because you guys, this is a perfect time for that, or everyone there is close enough to say Erlene?
Oh, yeah. Here, everyone would say Erlene. But if it's at our house, nobody knows what to say because she's Erlene to some of us, she's mom to some of us, she's Nana to some of us. So when it comes down to the name, everybody's going,
Man, I strive for the day where I can casually get invited to a birthday dinner where I don't know the person well enough to know their name.
You're asking the person next to you, what's their name again?
Yeah, this birthday seems capped.
I know.
It feels like the floor is know their name.
She's the boss of these people. Why would they not know her name?
No, I thought that perhaps the significant others or the kids or other people who might not know that her name is Erlene because they're there as a family event and it's not just work people. I did think that most of those songs end up with somebody mumbling.
Dad, did mom do the thing where she makes people get up and talk about her?
There was a couple of those.
My mom's big on that.
Wait,
like,
what?
At my birthday, it's like, all right, now everybody stand up and praise me.
I actually stood up and said something that, despite the false allegation that I'd had too much to drink, I actually stood up just before that and said something that your mother acknowledged was very sweet.
I'm sure you
and it
spoke
was nice.
quickly.
I like to be concise.
Did you say that kind of thing to conclude?
No, I don't think I did.
Wait, so like she makes all of her employees stand up and like say something nice about me now.
Makes is maybe putting it a little
it's
strongly.
a voluntary
She's for
basis.
sure going to be mad that I'm saying this. But yes, at all my mom's yearly birthdays, there's usually speeches.
Right.
Were they gifts? Did you notice any like overeager gift givers?
There were gift giving. Yeah.
It's another pressure. It must suck for these people.
Your mom sounds terrible. I'm not gonna lie. You're painting her in a horrible light.
Well, I now want to recreate it. I want to put you guys in that position. Make each of you stand up and say nice things about Greg or me. Just make all of you stand up in front of people and say it. Like, what is she doing there? What's happening?
She's not making anybody say it. It's a voluntary
There's
basis.
a pressure, though. Like, there's a thing of, like, we got to do the thing now.
Well, especially if somebody is the first one to do it.
Right. If somebody does it, then it's like, all right, who's next?
Yeah, like I don't think I was the first one to do it, but when somebody else stands up, all of a sudden I feel obliged.
I bet Lewis, the head nodder, said something, didn't he?
Easy.
No, I don't think so.
Kick things off.
She's the dopest boss, bro.
Oh, I am here for
Here's some
limited.
Flanagan's hot sauce, bro.
I am here for Limited Fake Lewis. Where's he been? Has he made an appearance before today? Well, please, Limited Fake Lewis is somebody I want more of.
You went 3 weeks with making an impression and not asking for more immediate. Like, congratulations, Billy.
But that is Office Lewis. He's right there. And at the end, though, I don't think Lewis would like the appraisal very much that his enthusiasm is counterfeit, because I think that's where he would object. He comes in here, good mood every day, trying to give off gratitude, and you guys just bury him with your bitterness.
I'll start saying good things about Lewis. Lewis, your hair is small.
What?
Again, quote, I probably shouldn't have had that third old-fashioned is a place that I want to put it on your father's tombstone, honestly. In fact, I'd like...
crowded tombstone,
That's
but we
a
can fit
crowded
it in.
tombstone.
I know. I'd like to find... Please, let's have a competition, shall we? Let's have a DraftKings-sponsored competition that makes fun. Dark comedy. If I had legs, I'd kick you. It's a dark comedy. What do you put on Greg Cody's tombstone? Winner gets a great prize. The winner of Greg Cody's choosing gets a great prize because a good nominee to start the bidding is, quote, I probably shouldn't have had that third old-fashioned. That's been a life motto for him.
Yeah, a little wordy.
Do you understand? Is it? It's too wordy for a tombstone?
I think we could fit it. Across the top.
He's a writer, so he'd want to be efficient. He'd want to be remembered immortally with something that was well written. I really would like to do this as a competition, to have Greg pick his what a listener suggests should be the words on his tombstone. Should it just be that kind of thing?
Yeah. Hey,
that's at the end. That's towards the bottom.
Hey, and you know it. And you know it.
But so it's just
so
it's just gonna be his catchphrases? Like that's a fact, Jack? No, that ain't. Come on.
Is he really dead? You never know.
Would you be willing to do this? Would you be willing to have a DraftKings sponsored contest that gives away your actual tombstone?
Yeah, and then if I happen to pass away suddenly and unexpectedly, it'll be ironic.
So, are you allowing at the very end to DraftKings to sponsor your tombstone?
Yeah. Well, in real life or for this bit?
No, not as a bit in real life.
No, I mean, first of all, I'm probably going to be, cremated or something.
But you just think it's going to say Greg Cody from 1843 to 2025?
No, there'll be a saying on it. I don't know.
I think you have a say in what happens to you. You're like, they're going to cremate me. I don't know what they're going to do with me.
Well,
it's not like a grab bag and we figure out what to do with the body.
You know what?
Put it on the urn.
Your wife and I probably or your mother and I probably have to have that conversation.
What are your thoughts?
I go back and forth.
How would you like to be remembered?
I don't know. I go back and forth.
You quoted yourself yesterday on the dry erase board. You want that quote on your tombstone?
That's a little serious.
Okay.
Yeah, live your life with aplomb and alacrity. I was thinking more of thousands waited in line to see my toenail. I think that would work.
A bit self-involved, not much of a legacy. I like
it is a tombstone.
I like the poem and the wordplay of, because it'd be a tombstone and he's not cremated. Guy don't want to earn, U-R-N. Guy don't want to learn.
Bad. That's good. I like that. If I had a personal assistant, he or she would be writing that down right now.
Have you ever thought of maybe like for like immortality, like making a cast of your great toe? Like you could go and you could make a mold of your great toe, and then it could live on beyond your years.
I think that's I should do it right now because my right great toe is chipped, and so it looks even more gruesome than usual.
Is that so?
Yeah, and so I should do that. I should have a cast made. Yeah.
One of the most amazing things in this show's history is that thousands of people did a pilgrimage to see his toenail. And I don't know where that is now, but I would like to have that as an heirloom that carries on beyond you. I saw that Josh Johnson last night was doing a comedy routine about a Steelers fan, husband died, and she kept his tattoo. She kept his tattoo in a frame, took it off the body and kept it in a frame. We should have this way to remember Greg Cody by his sponsored toenail, which would become then, an artifact and a religion that celebrates his death that we got. It's one of the most amazing things this show has ever done. Thousands of people gathered to see his toe that Stugotz is now cut twice. Where is that toenail? Do we know?
I have a toenail in a plastic case.
But it's not that toenail?
In my office, and I think it is that toenail.
Well, why would it be a different
toenail?
It's a good question, Chris. A great question. All right. I think that's worth a lot of money.
He's like,
right
I
now.
have a toenail. I just got to make sure it's the same one.
I believe that's worth a lot of money right now.
Yeah, I think it is the same one now that you mention it.
It must be. We're going to need to get that authenticated because he could just start pretending, and now it doesn't become an heirloom or a collectible of any kind.
We'll do a DNA test.
But he's got disgusting feet. and
they're muscular feet.
They're warlocky.
Okay. Warlocky, I like that.
I mean, but am I wrong about
I'm proud
this?
of my feet.
You can't be proud of those.
They're muscular. They're veined.
They're talons.
They're masculine
No,
feet.
they're a giant
great.
bird of prey, an ostrich.
Okay.
Speaking of celebrating my dad, Dan, while you were out, AI made a statue of my dad and recreating his famous.
I love that.
Tell me that doesn't look like Poppy. That looks
When you
more
zoom
like
in on
your
the
father.
face, there are Poppy vibes to it, but it's
Yes, but
clearly you, Dad.
Greg Cody, I don't know if we could do this visually, but Greg Cody has, throughout his career, he has teetered, and this is a strange thing, I don't really understand it, between people saying that he looks more like my father or Jeffrey Luria, the former owner of the Marlins.
Right.
That if you did an evolutionary chart of how people would look as they age, that somewhere between Luria and my father, Greg Cody resides, even though I think Greg is younger than Luria.
Yeah, I'm definitely younger than both
We
of
actually
those gentlemen.
we actually have a photo from yesterday of my dad, Carl Pavano, David Sampson, and Mike Hill. We can put up right here.
Now look at this
That's Greg
weirdo.
Cody.
What is David Sampson doing on his toes there? Somebody explain. Oh, well, this
Also,
is,
the tan line. If you zoom in on those Sampson feet, good golly.
okay. Look, Sampson's having all sorts of problems here. Why is he on his tippy toes? Does he
That's
always
his
do
move.
that?
Yeah, that's his move in photos.
But wait a minute.
He's only
still
65 inches.
he still looks like he's their toddler.
But that is my dad in that photo. I know.
Yeah, no, it
I know they're
isn't,
zooming in on the
obviously.
feet now,
Yeah.
but that's clearly Greg
No,
Cody.
I wish I looked like Jeffrey Lurie's bank account. I tell you.
Okay, that's my dad's joke right there. That my dad has said.
I love Poppy.
My father has made that joke forever. I don't want to look like him. I just want to have his money.
Okay.
That's you. You're going to
Yeah.
use
Bank account's a little funnier than the word money.
What would Poppy do with his money? Like, if he had his money right now, what would he do?
Well, this is what my mother keeps saying to him. What are we saving it for? We're in our 80s. Like, what have we been saving about? This is the exile mentality. My parents have been afraid since they got here. And, like, you think what's happening in this country right now isn't scary, too? Like my parents have been saving money since they got here. Terrified, grateful to just live here. Grateful to have this country give them all sorts of freedom. And my mom's now riding him into the ground. This is the wonder of it. Disney's still paying my father.
This is like Bobby Bonilla.
In retirement, because he's retired on however it is that the pensions pay out.
Wow.
So my father is sitting here. He's the only one still collecting from Disney. My father now he owns 10% of the NFL, or how does that work? Or what's the math on that? Poppy was asking the other day. How much of ESPN do I own now that the NFL owns 10% of ESPN?
Does he still get those passes?
Oh, lifetime, huh?
Oh, man.
I mean, my father, I don't think there's been a mercenary in the history of ESPN or Disney who've gotten away with more than my father did. They're still paying him. At the end, he pretended he was holding out because he just wanted to quit and couldn't tell me. And he said, they're not paying me enough. And he strong-armed them. Like, they caved. He didn't want to raise. He just wanted to leave. He didn't want to work anymore and didn't want to tell me.
Good for him. Good for him. I'm glad I'm shocked he's still being paid by Disney. More power to him. Looks like me.
Who do you get that most with, Luria or my father? Because it doesn't make any sense that you would look like my father. He's an old Cuban man.
I know, but look at that gold statue. I mean, to me, that's your dad in that statue, not me. So we must look alike. And I used to hear Luria all the time. Mike says Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson for me.
LBJ.
LBJ. Of course, everyone knows that in my ute, I used to be likened to Tom Cruise. They used to call me Greg Cutie.
So
There's
Kristen,
no doubt about that.
Kristen, who works for us here, has been asking me, like, do we want to do this? And I'm like, that probably would be expensive. I would like she's like, where would we put it? I want this thing. I think we need this thing somewhere.
Let's start at the big toe. We'll make a bust of his.
I put a
of his
foot
toe.
casting project inside the Slack so
There we
someone
go.
can figure out the supplies we need to cast his feet.
I'd like a real statue, rather than me one deep frying a turkey.
What would you be doing?
Oh, come on, Greg. You're going to take yourself so seriously
great
at the
visual.
end. You want to. All right, let's have artists concoct yours. You want a Civil War statue of you being serious, like commemorated as a great writer?
I mean, that would be funny, too. Don't get me wrong.
Which one
But
do you
what's
want?
your
How do
idea?
you want
What
to
would
be
you be
remembered?
doing?
How do you want to be remembered?
I just noticed that you can actually see the turkey either submerging in
It's great.
or rising from the oil.
Chris, when Chris says I want that, it's not as a joke. That's a loving reminder
Yeah,
of you.
that
That's
is
what you
good.
look like doing.
You're
Like,
right. Let's do that statue. Let's make it slightly larger than life.
Where
size.
would we put it, though?
Make me about 6'1". Yeah, a slightly larger than life. That's what you do with a statue. Ron Frazier's statue at UM is like 6'5" or something. Is it still there in front of, or did they quietly remove it?
No, I think it's still there.
Okay, good. No, I like the idea of a statue. I obviously would like it in my own front yard. You know, like
you would not.
I would prefer.
We
it
did
be
this last
my
week, and we turned it
property.
into a mailbox.
Yeah, it could be it's a little big for a mailbox.
We can just put it in the Riley corner. He hasn't done anything lately.
Yeah,
Got rid
what's
of
he wearing?
Haywood
A hat?
Highsmith.
Is he wearing a hat?
No, that's a plant.
that's a leaf.
Oh, okay.
Greg,
It looks like a
Greg,
green
look
beret.
Look at this. This is
Or a
the
green
old.
dildo, one or the other.
Listen up. Time to think fast. Is this a real or fake podcast?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The placement of Riley has made it that because a plant is behind him,
A beret.
a confused Greg Cody just made it a green dildo that we had put on Pat Riley's head.
Tell me it doesn't look like he's wearing a green beret.
A little bit.
Thank you for your service, Pat.
In that angle, I even get the dough reference. Dan,
Thank you.
let's see. Let's hope that you're sharp after 3.5 weeks away. We've had a handful of games. Yesterday, we had a really tightly contested one. We learned together that Darren Ravel actually does not actively have a podcast. Defying the odds. As Greg said, he's the one.
Yeah. I mean, like that.
Cafe con Lindor with Francisco Lindor.
No, that is
Real
not
or
no,
fake?
That is not that is not a podcast. I don't believe that Francisco Lindor has any interest in doing a podcast off the field.
That is a real podcast.
What?
No,
the hell outta here.
No, it is not.
Look it up.
I love it.
Club 619 with Rey Mysterio. Real or fake?
Do you know who Rey Mysterio is?
He's a wrestler, right?
One of the most famous acrobatic masked wrestler,
Yeah.
the most famous masked wrestler of all time, right?
Is that right?
Look, there's evidence of Cafe con Lindor on our screen.
That's unbelievable. So it's a breakfast show. Is he doing it in English or Spanish?
I don't know if it's a breakfast show.
That's a nice logo.
Look, man, I just learned about this thing yesterday. I couldn't believe it.
It's stunning. He has a host, right? He has a host.
The host name ain't on Cafe con Lindor.
You don't think he can carry a show?
Oh, the last time I spoke to him, his English was, I don't know whether he's doing it in English or
Could be in
Spanish,
Spanish.
but that's what I was
Well,
asking.
now that it's real, you can subscribe.
Look,
and
he's
find out.
going. The marketing on this is why I will celebrate this. Please put this up on the screen here so that we can advertise. I'd like a relationship with Café con Lindor, especially if he's doing it in Spanish. This is a Spanish-style kitchen. It looks like my grandmother's kitchen. This would only be a breakfast time show, and it would be in Spanish. I don't know. I don't think he can do that show in English from the last time I talked to him when he spoke English.
Well, the beauty of a podcast is it doesn't have to be a breakfast time show. It could be an anytime show. Stop running away from Club 619 with Rey Mysterio. Is it real or fake?
I say yes. Real.
And I was asking questions about Mysterio. He is the most famous masked wrestler of all time. Zaslo's been bothering me. Look, Zaslo's on a hot streak. He's been bothering me about he wants to do a wrestling show. Badly wants to do a wrestling show.
For years I've been trying to get this off the ground.
For years he wants to do a wrestling show. And I just threw out there, Mysterio, most famous masked wrestler of all time, right? Who's second? I don't know. And it went nowhere.
I think, yeah, probably. Most famous luchador.
Gracias.
Real or fake podcast?
That's
Dan?
a fake podcast. I don't believe that that's real.
It is a fake podcast. Now what with Gary V? Or now what with Gary V?
Well, but then I don't know if that's the name of it, but Gary V is doing something like that. Is that the name of it?
Gary could be a guy that has plenty of podcasts.
Who's Gary V?
That's what Dan said once on our show.
To Gary V's face.
An entrepreneur of great fame that's an influencer who has a lot of voice and
big into garage sales
and is really good at making money.
Is this a real or fake podcast? Now what with Gary V?
I'm going to say it's real, yes.
Real.
Fake.
That's not the name of it, right? Okay.
Get in the game with former Detroit Lions kicker Jason Hansen. Real or fake? Get in the game with Jason Hansen.
All right, here's my dilemma with this game. You're not that imaginative. You're not that creative. I know you. I've seen your work.
I made a fucking musical, guy.
There's no reason. That's what I'm saying. What was that guy doing in the middle? I made, as a taunt, as a taunt.
Chart topper.
I made a fucking musical guy.
You've been gone for a while. That's what he calls you now.
Yeah.
When's that guy coming back?
You're not creative enough to invent that. That has to be real. That's too ridiculous to be fake.
Get in the game with Jason Hansen.
It can't be real.
There are
it
levels
shouldn't
of
be
my
real.
sickness.
It can't be real. It should not be real. It is. There's no reason that anyone should pay for that in this economy.
So are you saying it's real because it can't be?
That's right.
I'm saying it's not real.
It can't be. It can't be real.
It can't be, but it can be.
It can't be. It cannot be, but I'm saying it's real just because I'm testing your imagination. You wouldn't make that up.
It's real.
Wow.
Dan called it.
Wow.
All right, final one.
And I know you made a fucking musical guy. And I'm saying you're not that creative.
Last one. Soup's On with Jeff Suppan.
Oh, love it. Love it. Is Soups on S-U-P, though, or is it S-U, like
follow-up.
How is it spelled?
It's conventional spelling.
Okay.
No, but that's a great question he's asked.
You want him to use it in a sentence?
Just to see where Mike's at on it. I like it.
Go ahead. Let's do this. Greg, go ahead. How does this work? How does this spelled? What is the graphic for this? Soup's On with Jeff Suppan has to be spelled S-U-P''S.
I would think so, but I think you can still get away with a soup bowl, with a spoon, with a little picture of a tendril of smoke coming up from the heat, coming up from the soup bowl.
I think you would confuse the audience because they would say, "Sup, Ann," you know?
Yeah, it's
Sup's
called
on.
What's Up?
And then we get fouled up. Yeah. All right. So, no, that can't be a podcast.
I think it is.
It's fake. Welcome back, guy.
Thank you. I've missed that game. I missed you guys. And I want to come up with Greg's Tombstone, sponsored by DraftKings. Please help me figure out what the writers around our show, what are we saying the limits on this has to be? Because you don't want too many words,
I mean,
right?
it depends on the font. You can fit a lot, you know?
Yeah.
You will disqualify yourself, I think, Greg is so self-involved. You saw the most engaged he's been in 10 years is when you guys asked him about his statue and how serious he is about wanting it to be 6'1" and being in his front yard. We made fun of Pudge because he had a giant statue that was in his yard. It was a giant gold statue of Pudge in catching gear here in Miami that was in his yard. It was ridiculous. It was golden. It was godlike. And the last time I saw Pudge walking through the lobby of a hotel because I'm so awkward, I just asked him, "Where's the statue?" Because we made fun of it for years, that he would have a statue of himself in his yard. And he said it was being shipped to Texas and that they are now having it outside their stadium, which they should.
Well, no, they made a different statue for him, so he might have thought that you were actually interested in the statue they were making in his honor.
Yeah.
To have multiple statues.
You really want a statue of yourself for your yard. If we got it for you, you would put it in your yard?
I would love it.
Your wife would let you do that?
Yeah, I would build a whole thing around it. Like it would be like in a garden type situation. We would decorate, we would landscape around the statue, and I would also like a very lightweight version of that statue that I could carry around with me. Like if I'm going on a trip or something, I could carry a statue of myself under my arm if it weighs like 10 pounds or less. Like a bowling, think of it as like a bowling ball, weight-wise.
Why would you want to carry this
It'd
around?
be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that guy over there carrying a statue. Is that a statue of himself?
Was that Joe Biden?
Did he win an Oscar?
Carrying a statue.
Sitting around the kitchen table in Scranton.
You hear Joe Biden, you're like, all right, time to play the hits.
Bring back Joe Biden. I mean my imitation of him. I don't mean Joe. God rest his soul. Not that he's dead.
Wait.
He's alive.
What?
Yeah, he's still good. He's still kicking. All right. How did we
he
get
had
sidetracked?
legs.
Yeah, exactly.
He has legs. We know that. Just joking here.
Yeah, if he had legs, he'd kick you. I don't understand what that movie's about, and there's not a torso involved in that movie, right? There's not someone without legs in that movie.
I mean, the title is a little bit deceiving, I'll be honest.
That's the greatest title I've ever heard for a movie. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Have you ever heard a better title for a movie than If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You?
Well, I would assume that someone does not have legs or is bound to a wheelchair. If not, that's a terrible title for the movie, right?
I think it's great. I think it sounds like a comedian's biography title.
I want to watch this movie, and I want to know what it's about. I should know what it's about, and you said it was not horror. It is dark comedy.
A$AP Rocky's in it.
Can we please examine for a moment how Erlene Cody is going to feel about today's show and the talk of her office? Your father is not a good friend by his definitions. I would not say that. I think he's a masterful, wonderful friend. I love him. I'll always love him, obviously. But he doesn't think he's a very good friend. And it's because he can make it to be hard to be friends with him. You have to chase after him. He's not coming to you. He's not making phone calls. He's not trying to, I think that's why he identifies as a self-proclaimed bad friend. I don't think he is one.
Yeah, I'm not an attentive friend, I would say, if I'm self-analyzing.
So when I'm saying that there's a birthday party with office workers who I don't think he would call any of those people his friends. They're your mother's employees, I think.
Right, co-workers, but yes.
Yeah, and he likes them and he's close to them, but only so close, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of people in that room that I think I would call friends. But
if you're asking what my mom's going to think of this, I think she's going to be fine with most of it except for me saying that she makes people talk about her.
Yeah. All right, so you go ahead.
That's the part that I'm worried about.
So you keep crossing the line and we'll see how we enrage Erlene Cody, because that's I want to get to the bottom of how she feels about all of this, because I think she has to get people up to speak about her, because she's raised 3 toddlers who are not likely to tell their mother how much they love and respect and admire her in ways that she has heard very often, because they're all constipated, repressed young boys, even her husband. And so, but I've never heard your father speak more lovingly or more poetically about anybody than when
Jumpin' Charlie.
When he except for Jumpin' Charlie, when he speaks of his love for your mother, which is the very most of the romantic things.
Yeah, I can't express how much I admire, not just love, but admire her. But I think something needs to be said about that video that I am just now realizing. She never noticed until she saw the video that someone else took that I was on my phone during the song.
Why does that make it different?
Because it's not like she was upset by it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like she was elbowing me, like, what are you doing? You know, she didn't even know that.
Why does that make it better?
Because in real time, it didn't hurt her feelings. It didn't insult her.
In yesteryear, he would have been able to get away with that.
Yeah, because
now
everybody's a photographer. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got
Except
a camera.
you.
Including you.
I would argue that you did more to pay attention and give her your full attention than the person videoing it, because they were on their phone. You were not. You were only for a portion of the time, but you were trying to be in the moment.
I was very
You were
much
essentially
engaged.
treating her birthday like an Erykah Badu concert.
Whatever that means. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
She was at the Fillmore last night.
I know, she took away people's phones, I heard.
Oh, that's the best Miami there is.
Erykah Badu.
Badu.
She wears a hat, right?
Oh, boy.
She's the hat
Oh,
wearer.
no.
Right. Do you know the names of any of the people in that video? Let's just move on to something else.
Sure I do.
Good work by you, Billy.
What are their names?
She was wearing a hat last night from the video that I saw.
Thank you.
And it was cell phone video from another venue.
Dad, what are those
Shooting afters.
coworkers? What are those coworkers' names?
Well, that's Cam and his wife and the nodding person at the end. I'm not positive.
So you got one third.
If
that's Cam and his wife.
All right,
That's
so
Lewis, one of the attorneys.
all right, so if we quizzed you on the 17 people that were there, how many of the names would you know? More or less than half?
Less. In terms of being able to name them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
That's
less
part.
than
That's
half.
how you know someone's name.
Yeah, less than half.
But what if it was like a lineup for like a crime and you had to say criminal or Erlene's coworker? You could pick them out of a lineup, surely.
Most of them, maybe
Yes,
more than
that's
that.
Against
too far.
criminals.
You've
Maybe
gone
more
too
than that.
far. But how else would you know someone's name other than to know their name? To name them.
I mean, you know, I don't
take a quiz.
I never go to my wife's office. I don't socialize with these people. Some of them I do, but not the people in that room.
How many people here could you name?
Everyone.
Oh.
Let's play that game next
Love
hour.
it.
I'm not going to take a quiz. No, I'm not doing that.
So an entrepreneur, businessman, a mogul, whatever you want to define it as, there's people that have multiple layers. There's people that want to do a lot of things. There's people that do a lot of things. There's a lot of companies that have been developed to basically now act in a space because of their now ecosystem. They're able to do so much, right? Like the bandwidth of one thing is no longer just the one. It's, look at Amazon, look at Disney, look at these companies that have a multi-layered system, right? It's an amusement park, but then we do animation, and the animation has went into television, and now we are now going out of this into experience, and experience, it's also an activation of experiential. Well, that's somebody that keeps compounding on one idea, right? Amazon was once one thing, well now is Amazon Prime, Amazon Fresh Markets.
You are many things. You are tequilas, you are
Everything.
Interview shows, you are documentaries.
Everything, but it comes from looking and being inspired by the people that are doing it at the highest level. So I'm trying my best to create an ecosystem. So Kevin Hart is not just the talent anymore. That's one layer, right? The talent got me in the door to be an investor. The investments got me in a place to build on opportunities that I thought that I would never have. I have a fast food plant-based restaurant. I have a tequila. I'm in the space of health and wellness. I have my plant-based protein to my vitamins, to my gummies. That's in Vita Hustle. Like, you have athleisure. That's in Fabletics. And then, like, these are all owned entities. These aren't like ambassador roles, right?
How many employees do you have in that ecosystem?
Right now, my ecosystem, I'm probably somewhere around like 220, maybe. Like between, if I were to go through Heart House, Grand Cormino, Heartbeat Ventures, probably pushing around 220.
Because your life looks from the outside, anybody would look at it and say, man, that seems fun. And some of what I see in your life, because I'm way outside it obviously, is like, man, that seems like a lot of responsibility, a lot of pressure, a lot of people that he doesn't want to let down. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if his life is always fun. I don't know how he leads. It seems like he's got a lot on him.
Well, you have to have some type of passion for the thing that you're doing, right? Like, is it stressful? Does it become a lot of times? Of course, but that's a part of the journey. It's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was, then everybody would do it. So I think the separation within the opportunity and individuals come from those that can take on the task. So delegating, organizing, building structure, all of that stuff, it comes from grasping the mindset that you can't be the one doing it all. You have to invest in people and trust in others to help you build. You need great minds around you. You need ideas. You need people that can flourish within the thing that you're building. That's the only way it gets bigger. So I'm a firm believer in giving my future world of stars the platform to be great. And by stars, I'm not talking about people in front of the camera. I'm talking about the people behind. I'm talking about my business minds that I'm sitting across the table from that really do understand my goal. Right? Those are the important pieces to my puzzle. That's what's helping me.
But what are the growths that you find most personally, emotionally rewarding? Like whether they're for you, how you grow your career, or who you're helping. Like what do you identify as the most moving forms of growth in this ecosystem as you continue to just branch out and really you're not just a comedian, you're a brand, and I am curious about what moves you there. It's not just laughter and it's not just money.
The biggest piece of inspiration that I find is the concept that I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be able to do what I'm doing or the things that I've been able to obtain. I'm not supposed to be here. I come from North Philadelphia. I'm an inner city kid. From my culture, from my community, life is pretty it's pretty direct. You're supposed to be content with the space that you operate in and what you're given, and that's supposed to be life. And a lot of people step and repeat in that manner, right? There's a lot of broken households. There's not a lot of college. There's not a lot of understanding to the space and place for finance. That's why financial literacy is what it is and as big as it is in the culture, in the communities that I come from, right? So what's expected is a world of fail. So when you are an example that you don't have to do that, well, you become more important to the communities and more important to the culture because the younger generations to come are now identifying you with the reality attached to a dream. So I'm no longer like the hypothetical, right? I'm no longer the false space of thinking. Like, it's real. You can obtain, you can do what you put your mind to. And to be able to go back to those places and stand in the shoes that I now stand in, but still have the direct conversations of understanding. And I mean, like, I can identify, right? I can understand why the struggle is what it is and why we're positioned the way we are. And now I'm doing my part to improve upon that by creating an ecosystem that basically will employ thousands over the course of time. And when you go back to your space and place and you bring the businesses and you bring the things that you do there, well, you're now changing the economy. So that's how I think. I'm on a larger scale of idea.
How would you explain to people where you came from, what you came from?
I mean, the bottom, right? We come from the bottom. Like, I wasn't given a blueprint. I wasn't given a playbook, and I think that's the thing that we don't understand. That acts as a struggle for the black community on a large degree, right? Like, we're not given a here's what you do and here's what you do after. We are a product of figuring it out, right? So where I've come from, the idea is graduate high school, hopefully get a scholarship or something because we can't afford college. If you do, we go. If not, you go to college. You're in debt.
There are many reasons that Zaz is shooting up the radio airwaves at ESPN Radio, and it's because he knows what good radio is and goes back and harkens back to a time, a different time in content. And as he walked out of the studio, as Greg Cody said, "Absolutely not, I will not do that," Zaz just muttered under his breath, "That's good radio." You should absolutely test and quiz his knowledge of how many people that he works with. Is he willing to say, after just saying, "I know all their names," he comes in here more than ever, comes in every day and or twice a week, and is claiming he knows everyone's name out there.
We are definitely doing that.
Oh, we're doing it.
No, we're not doing it because I decide that.
Whoa.
Oh, snap.
Whoa.
Okay, and first of all, when I said I know everybody's name in there, I meant in there. Okay, now I'm going to admit there might be one or two people in the back room.
Let's find out who they
well,
are.
yeah,
we gonna learn.
No,
we gonna learn.
it's not going to happen.
This is a bar by Greg. I like that. He is in charge here of himself.
It's my decision.
But we just mobilized all of Metal Art. Billy on an Anarchy Wednesday was ready to go around the office as a game show host. What do you mean, no?
Falsehoods. I would never
See?
betray Greg.
Billy's on my side, and I appreciate that. I'm marshaling support right here.
Grand marshaling.
Yes, thank you.
I like how Greg was referring to just this side of the room. He knows that. Like, how ridiculous would it be if you don't know everyone's name in this room right now?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Back at least 15 years.
That's what you're saying?
I don't brag. I mean, I only say
He's
the
a humble
fact
man.
when it's a fact, Jack. That kind of thing.
All right, so let's do this.
So forth and so
On the
on.
Tombstone.
Walk out there.
Well,
we got
if
some...
No,
if
it's
we
not
were
happening.
if we were to do this,
Yeah.
how should we do it? Should it? Well, no. Okay. If we were to do this, I think that just grabbing someone and saying, Greg, what is their name, might not be fair to you because of lighting, camera, stuff like that. It might be hard to tell and differentiate. There's two Fuenteses, it's confusing. So should it be a thing where it's like multiple choice, where we have three people and Dan says which one of these is Ethan, and then you have to decide?
I think that's the way.
Or does Dan say something like, okay, Ethan, and then Greg says, okay, Billy, move over to that person, this table, stand next to the person, and then they reveal their name?
No.
Oh.
No.
All right, Greg.
We're doing this.
Greg,
Stop being a poop.
No.
Whoa. Where was that going?
Where did that language didn't need to escalate till there?
Guys, I have no idea what he was originally going to say.
I'm worried.
I know.
No, I meant what I meant.
Don't be a
Stovetop?
poop. I want some help here as opposed to the lack of help, which is what I'm presently getting by all
I'm trying to help.
Okay, you're trying to help, but you're doing it in the worst way possible, which is speaking a language your father does not understand, which is you are my boy, you are my son. Stop badgering me. I don't like it on our podcast when you do it.
Thank you.
In defense of Chris, it's not the worst way possible. The way that he corrected himself initially, the original word would have been the worst way possible.
You have no way.
Starts with a P, rhymes with, you'll see.
Okay.
It's actually not what I
Wait a minute.
I call people poops.
All right. You know what? Hold on a second. Zaslow, what you just did there is totally unacceptable. We need subtlety in those moments. That is not you could have left something to the imagination, Zaslow.
I mean, that's why I said rhymes with.
Yeah.
Okay, not helpful.
How did he skate on a penalty?
Well, I can't figure out the
Yeah.
board here. They said they gave me a whole bunch of new penalties, and I'm looking, and all I see is Billy Corbin's board, so I had to bail on the
late
joke.
call, so
Page
keep it
page
moving.
2.
Yeah, no, I've hit all 7 of the pages, and they told me that it was all ready to work, and none of it worked.
Look at Dan hitting his microphone. Unprofessional.
Regardless, you have offended. Greg Cody has been offended by the way his son behaves because his son is disrespectful, more disrespectful than most.
Right. Than most sons.
No, I didn't say that. Than most people who think of your father in a more highly regarded comedic way than the way that you speak to him when you're undercutting him and trying to get him to do something that absolutely is the best thing for the show.
That's what I'm
But the
doing.
way that you approach him makes him stubbornly say, no, you can't do it without my help, kid. Yeah.
Dad, will you please do this for us?
That doesn't
No.
work
It'll
either.
really help
No,
the show.
You got to go Billy's route. No, you don't know your father at all. You got to go Billy's route.
I'm not taking a quiz. I'm not doing a multiple choice.
Let's
I'm
do a
not doing any
lineup.
of that.
Let's do a criminal lineup.
I'll get 3 people in here.
Get 3.
Okay, I'm not. You guys don't understand.
Okay, we
I
need
don't know
your
how
help.
to. I don't know how to.
I am crystal clear, Greg.
Thank you.
The tone in your voice is
very
very serious.
I'm not doing this.
I get the feeling Greg doesn't want to do this.
Okay, if there's 1 or 2 people in the next room whose name I'm not sure of, that's on me.
It's okay.
Okay, that they shouldn't be.
No, we're going to
embarrassed
tell
by
you the name.
But it's okay.
that. I'm not doing that.
Okay, there has to be a way that we can persuade you, some angle that we can persuade you for the comedy and the content of this when we're telling you, Greg, it's no kind of crime that you wouldn't know the names of 2 of the people in there. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not.
It's not okay with me.
Greg, do you trust me?
Yeah. Usually.
All right.
Yeah, usually.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna need you 2 people. Hold on.
No.
Just trust me.
No.
Can you trust me?
No.
Can you trust me?
Greg, you can sit it out while
Please
you're in
trust
it.
me.
You can sit it out. Just let us, please, Billy, Billy.
Just trust me. Can you trust me?
No.
All right. Just okay.
I don't
I'm
care.
gonna take that as a yes. I'm gonna take that no as a yes.
You could bring my wife.
Look at this.
in.
The lineup is here.
All right.
No,
We have 3 people in here. Greg.
You
Greg?
could bring my wife in here right now, and
Greg?
I would not play along with
Which
this game.
one is Mike Fuentes of these 3 people?
Okay, obviously those 3 I know.
Which
I'm
one
not
is
gonna-
Mike
I'm- I'm
Fuentes?
not-
Come on, they're trying to make it easy for
Come on.
you.
You can.
I'm
You
not
got
gonna play this game.
You can play this game.
A, B, or C? Which one is Mike
Look, you got
Fuentes?
A, B, C. Which one is Mike Fuentes?
Okay, Rose is Mike Fuentes.
That,
I'm
you
not-
did not
I'm not
point at
playing this
Rose
game.
there. So
I'm not playing this game. Okay. Plus, I hate that music. Okay, don't start annoying me. I have the right not to go along with a bit.
This is going to go poorly.
Thank you, Mike.
I tried to end this with.
Mike is the only one who kind of understands
Which
the
Mike?
temperature
Which
right
Mike?
now. Mike Ryan, Ruiz.
Which one is Mike Fuentes?
I'm not playing this game. Okay? I don't know your name right now.
Which
I am
one's
not
Mike
play-
Ryan?
I'm not
Which
playing
one's Mike Ryan?
The guy on the far right. who keeps insulting me.
But you are playing the game.
That's
you're just,
me.
You're just
No,
getting it.
I mean, is it possible he doesn't know which one's Mike Fuentes?
Thank you.
The guy on the far right is
That's
Tony.
Exactly right. Tony. Okay, Tony's the tall one. No, I'm not playing this game. Nope. I'm digging the music though. It's growing.
You said you hated the music.
I'm liking it now. It's growing on me.
Hold on a second. Let me see which one of these I now
Playing
have.
no and.
All right. Hold on a second. Let me see.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for tripping the entire show.
That could be anybody's penalty.
No, that's Greg. That's Greg's penalty.
It's yours for trying to get me to do something I don't want to do.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for tripping the entire show.
Is this a 5-on-3 now?
Get out. You got to get out. You're not helping us do the show. We need your help to do the show. It's a clearly good bit to do no matter what your embarrassment is. And it's not like you're revealing to any of the Mike Fuenteses who were in there that you absolutely know their name by tricking us, by trying to say, hey, Rose over there, I know Mike Fuentes, but they threw in a ringer. They threw in somebody in there I wasn't going to be able to name.
I don't think he pointed at the right lady when saying Rose.
We had him cornered, and Billy has never resorted. Billy, every time he's dealing with Cody, he has never resorted to just trust me. This will be good. Do you trust me? You were trying to help him so much, and you will not help us do the show.
Trying to bail him out.
As if now everyone in there thinks, oh yeah, he clearly knows my name.
So now everyone knows that he didn't know some of the names, but he didn't play a lot. It's just so annoying.
Well, I have some reporting from the back over there because this is just kind of like a different environment. You've sent Greg over to the penalty box, but we have a barber there who thinks Greg is there for a haircut today. So it may be a while before Greg gets back, I'm told.
He needs a haircut, actually.
All right, so he gets rewarded.
There they are.
There's Lucio. Good to see Lucio. Yes, Lucio is in doing haircuts today. So now Greg Cody gets rewarded for that behavior. That's okay, great. That sort of backfired.
Lucio's hair got darker, huh?
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on, man.
What is
that? Jeez.
That's typically not how it works.
How long has it been since you've seen Lucio? How long has it been?
Clearly,
Pre-COVID.
a couple shades ago.
That can't be a greeting. You cannot see somebody for the first time since the pandemic and salute them with your hair got darker.
I don't think Greg knows he's about to get a haircut.
Oh my God, he knows.
This is just going to put it around his neck. And
He needs a haircut, and yeah, Lucio's here giving out haircuts. Now, he should get a haircut. He's a mess. Chris, that video, can you get for me the video of your father falling into the bushes, please? Because I can't believe we're giving away this video for free. If you watch his hands during the video of him trying to get to his phone, his hands show you that he's as drunk as he's ever been. That's not age. That's the 3 old fashions after whatever day drinking he had to do to get through that dinner. Can you give me the video how many?
This was 2017 Notre Dame Miami week, like the best week in Miami history. We went out with Marty Smith to, where'd we go?
We went to Coconut Grove.
Yeah, we hit the Grove, and yeah, my
All
dad.
right, don't we need to do something around the Miami Notre Dame game this year that feels a little bit like that to bring back the old vibes of whatever? This is your dad drinking what that ended up with him in the bushes, that ended up with you charging people. How much money did you make the evening?
Not enough, because I didn't buy enough shirts. I bought like 100 shirts thinking like, oh man, I might not sell all these, and we sold out in like 15 minutes. I could have bought like 500 shirts.
All right, so there was a video of your dad drunk and falling into the bushes. Forgive me.
What are you doing?
Forgive me for Andrew Schultzing this.
Did you fall?
Here it is.
Oh my, Dad! Greg, you're gonna hurt yourself. What are you doing?
You can hear my concern.
You also sound pretty sauced up.
Give me your hand. Give me your hand. Give me your other hand. Hold that other phone. My God. All you did was drink beer.
I know.
No. Oh, he's actually getting a haircut.
All he does. Those are the moments, man.
That's my first time seeing that. There's like an element to that where you could hear it's a son who really doesn't like what they see from their father.
Oh, no, wait a minute. So
I hear me being like a concerned son.
No, Zaslow.
Watching a video.
I hear the same thing
Almost
Roy
thinking
does.
content.
No, I hear the same thing Billy does, which is, oh my God, what a golden opportunity. A drunken, rambling, rampaging Cody in the wild. Let me present my best side to the audience, as I know I'm embarrassing my father, who drunkenly is now crawling through mud while giggling.
All you do is drink beer.
No.
It was me saying all you did tonight. Even though I think I'm wrong about that, because I remember people were like buying him shots.
He ripped a few shots.
Yeah. I don't know why I said that.
Your father should be a much better drinker than he is, because
he doesn't
has
eat. That's
had
his problem.
So much practice. Like, he's got the requisite Malcolm Gladwell 10,000 expert hours. He should know the order so that doesn't happen to him. And when you shout in that video, and this part was shocking, this is just beer. We've seen worse. We have seen Greg Cody.
Like, how many beers is that, you think?
No, well, first of all, it's a day of it. It's 14 beers, whatever, 16 beers.
He didn't adhere to the old adage. Beer before liquor, never been sicker.
Of course. The best part is that all often when he's drinking like this, like, Dad, you eat before? Like, you had a good, foundation. He's like, yeah, I had a lunch. Like, he just thinks eating lunch will get him through a night of drinking.
Liquor before beer?
You're in the clear.
All right, so Greg Cody is in the other room. Greg Cody is refusing to play our game, but Greg Cody is rewarded instead of a penalty. This is infuriating.
That's such bullshit. We had a great radio bit here. It was so obvious, all right? Can you name everyone in the office? Instead, no, I'm going to get a haircut.
Yeah. You get it, man. You get it.
And so now he's in the other room, and Lucio's great at this, and Lucio is going to clean him up, and he's going to come in here looking spectacular. But this is not a punishment. This is a reward. It's obvious a reward. We were just done talking about Greg Cody. He's been told all his life, Loria or Boppy. Who do you look most like? Greg Cody. What's the answer to that question? We're going to get some pictures together so that people can see the resemblance. What's the answer to that question? Do you get more people saying you look like Loria or Boppy?
Pretty equal, actually. I would say those are the big two. Lyndon Baines Johnson, probably a distant third. Only Mike.
Who is the person, the name of the person cutting your hair?
Lucio.
Oh, he's willing to play the game when he knows the names.
There it is.
Oh, we've got him. We've got him cornered. So now he's willing to play the game. We're closer. Billy, good work. Good effort by you.
Dad, you used to get Tom Cruise, right?
What?
Didn't people used to tell you look like Tom Cruise?
Oh, yeah, back in the day. Yeah, very much so. Yeah,
all right,
like when I was in college or whenever it was.
Put this on the screen now, please. Here's a young Poppy. Here is a disheveled Greg Cody. And here is former Marlins owner Jeffrey Loria. We see the resemblances. Roy, look at Roy nodding his head vigorously.
When they're smooshed together, yeah.
Okay, so they look similar.
Look similar.
That's correct.
That shirt I'm wearing used to fit me at one time.
Well, the way that we're talking about Greg Cody's drinking, again, his son did profit, but not enough, because he could have sold many more T-shirts with the promise of a video that before had to be paid for to be seen, and only those people saw that video to embarrass Greg Cody. This video I'm maintaining of the birthday dinner in his hands is the drunkest Greg Cody I've ever seen. Just the wobbling sausage hands that come with the old fashions after you've had 8 beers. And the question I have, and I don't mean this to be an interrogation, what kind of day drinking did you do to get through the awkward socializations you didn't want to partake in of a bunch of office workers who work for your wife that you didn't particularly want to have a party with for 7 hours while also celebrating her?
I don't keep track, I don't count beers. My wife might. I don't, could have been a couple. I don't know. A couple or 3.
Thank you for everything you're giving us.
Yeah, it's. I want to penalize him more.
You want to take a nap mid-sentence, maybe?
He's gonna come out of there looking beautiful.
I'm getting my hair cut.
Yeah, okay.
That's my priority right now. I'm multitasking.
I rarely keep
that kind of
track.
thing, I'm getting a haircut, professional
Just
haircut.
turn his microphone off. Fine, thank you.
We have some exciting breaking football news for you, Dan, if you want it.
I do want it after asking you some Hard Knocks questions. But do you think the news? Well, it's your day, so which way do you want to go here?
Let's go with the news first, if you want.
Yep.
Oh, wow. NFL news, it never stops. Dan.
What happened to Roy? Roy, were you
He's
distracted?
got Billy Corbin's hot buttons.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, his haircuts and such.
Actually, I have to look for the thing.
Let me see if I
Dan.
could play one of those Billy Corbin things randomly.
I love this town.
The Dolphins are activating Darren Waller off the PUP list.
Oh, come on.
Darren Waller is officially out of retirement now.
Why? Come on.
I mean, it's just play a practice.
Well, he's got to make the team.
Well, he's on the PUP list now. He's not on the PUP list and let the dog out.
He's got a couple of days to make an impression and earn a roster spot here.
There's no chance he's not going to make the roster out of this
Ooh,
charade.
I think
is
there's
there?
plenty of a chance that he
Really?
doesn't make the roster. Yeah. He hasn't played in several years. He hasn't even been available during the preseason. I think there's a big chance he doesn't make the roster.
I was really excited about this as an opportunity because it's the only kind of talent that would be available to the Dolphins at that position that would be a game-changing Gronk type. You guys do. The story of Darren Waller, if we're examining it, wherever it runs through addiction and depression and things he's talked about with things that he's struggled with, both the mental illness part of football that ends up with New York having, the worst shooting we've seen in 25 years because somebody comes out and says, have football check my brain. I'm going to shoot myself and not kill myself this way. I need my brain checked. There's something wrong with my head. This game's dangerous. You saw the ESPN report about how many people are playing in pain and, limping toward an earlier death than the rest of us because obviously our most popular game is like chewing up its bodies. It's what we celebrate every Sunday.
Missed you, pal.
It's
Yeah,
great.
welcome back.
This is you being excited about
great
Darren
fun.
Waller being activated
It's great
from the
fun.
PUP list.
It's great fun. I want to believe.
Who do you got in the AFC South?
Look, I want to believe that Darren Waller can overcome just the public shaming of his breakup being celebrated by him in a music video and everyone tearing up his insides on vulnerability because he dared to make something artistic around a relationship that seemed like it had a ton of volatilities in it that everyone seemed to be fascinated by, and he showed us. This is a reclamation project who, with the Giants, with Daniel Jones, football became so hard. It looked so easy to him as a Raider. He's a game-changing tight end. He is a majestic physical talent. But I don't know where his head is, and I want to believe that somebody who wants to be great again can be that kind of great again in an offense that, if you get Tyreek Hill's speed, you'll get another Gesicki. Like, he'll be better than Gesicki if his body's right.
Ross Dwelly is available, and he's familiar with this offense. So
I can't believe you guys sucked me into this. That was such a good trick you played on me.
Us?
Breaking news.
Yeah, the Darren Waller. You just knew it would suck me into talk sports and mental health because this is a total reclamation project.
I mean, he is atop the depth chart provided on ESPN.com, but that is because I have literally never heard of anybody else at that position on this team.
Okay, so let me ask you in the discrepancy between where it is that Mike and Billy land on, is he going to make the roster? Okay. Because the Dolphins looked for a discounted scrap heap thing. This is the only game-changing thing like this is available. I don't know, Noah Fant. You're talking about a tight end who in a bad offense with the Raiders was an easy 1,000 yards because he cannot be guarded by linebackers. He cannot be defended. But it was years ago. So he goes to New York, and I expect him to be great. But the day ball Daniel Jones thing runs everything there right into the ground. So what does he become physically? Is he spent at 32? Well, how old is he? He's not that old. Is that physically and mentally spent in that sport where you can't get it back?
He looked pretty spent the last we saw him, which was years ago.
And it was in New York, which I would argue could ground anyone to dust, and Daniel Jones has now survived it. But
32.
If you saw how they were playing offense with the Giants under Dayball, they didn't have anything else. It's so good. Some of the worst receivers in the league.
I really believe you when it comes to this Darren Waller thing. It is an interesting story, but I think he's got to prove to the team that he can be healthy. The book on him was that his body was always broken, and then out the gates his body is not in football shape, which I guess could be understandable unless he'd been plotting a football comeback and teams knew about that, which clearly the Dolphins did. And then you got to wonder, was he held out to get into football shape? It feels like, and I know he's not going up against a lot of great competition, it feels like he's got to prove to the franchise and to football watchers everywhere, football Americans, that he can go still.
Okay, so walk me through this part of what it is I just saw happen this offseason, which I thought was actually interesting, the financial and business interests at play. Don't know the difference between requesting a trade and demanding a trade, okay? But that's now something that's in the NFL, and I'm not used to seeing that, whether it's Micah Parsons or anybody else. I'm not. What's the distinction between the requesting? McLaren is being discussed as requesting a trade, right? But Micah Parsons is demanding a trade, and with the Rams, Stafford, that situation's still fluid, right? So he's neither requested nor demanded a trade, but he's in play for every team in the league?
Well, I think other teams, he was almost traded this offseason before the Rams decided to settle on him. And now the Rams are actually, if you look at the NFC favorites, they're up there. They got Super Bowl buzz. I think the thing with Stafford, too, is the same stuff that's kind of surrounding Waller. Well, physically, this is a guy that has just gone through a lot to get himself ready for football.
But when you say physically ready for football, okay, because Stafford is one of the toughest human beings there's ever been. Like that, for him to play that way through whatever it is that he has played through, there is nothing. I mean, guys, the Detroit machine was ready to be that when Stafford was there, but he was the only one ready to be that. And because they lost so much, they built everything they have now so that we could laugh at Man Campbell when he's here and he's some kind of genius because he's over there with Jared Goff of all people. Stafford built all that. That was all left for him. And then when he gets traded to the Rams, we'll still argue he's a top 10 quarterback, still a top 10 quarterback. It's amazing his body still works. If he should be a torso, if he had legs, he'd kick you.
He also still built it because they got a return for him, including their starting quarterback.
Which is crazy. None of us saw any of what was happening in Detroit. But imagine they reclaimed all things Jared Goff because of the pile of things that they got that made them great at every position. So that the Detroit Lions would no longer be a laughingstock. You guys said earlier in the show, who's the face of the league? Is Jerry Jones the face of the league? Hard Knocks is doing the Bills, and I ask you this for the future of the league.
That show is a bore.
Well, but this is why I ask you this for the future of the league. It should not be. Like you say that show's a bore. The Buffalo Bills need to be one of your storylines. They've got a unicorn at a quarterback, but he's kind of interesting, and that's all they've got.
He's dating a Hollywood starlet.
That's correct. But whatever the Bills got, it ain't it. It ain't what makes them – like the Bills should be – you are going to see in this Netflix documentary about the Cowboys how far personalities can carry you in that league. The Cowboys have lived off this so long that they've eaten up even the broadcasting stream. Romo gets the jobs. Aikman gets the job. Jason Witten gets the jobs because they know how to play media. Buffalo Bills, your quarterback's going to date a starlet, and he's going to be the MVP, but he's not going to be here for face of the league? He's still talking about Jerry Jones. Like, what is your Buffalo team doing on personality that's not making people buy in when you've always been a loser? People should be rooting for you.
Oh, I don't know that it's necessarily that they don't have personality. I think it's that we've seen in recent years, and most specifically last year with the offseason Hard Knocks with the New York Giants and how that blew up with the Saquon Barkley stuff and the general manager, where teams are not allowing stuff to get out anymore. Like, this Hard Knocks, it's a bore. And in the past, they were showing you the electric personalities. They were showing you interesting stuff. I don't think teams are interested in doing it. It's a struggle every year to get a team to agree, and then the NFL just forces the show on you.
And what do you want Josh Allen to be doing a bunch of coke like the Cowboys in the 90s? Like, what do we want from him here?
Yes. Yeah, and that Cowboys documentary, like, I'm looking forward to it. It's probably really, really good. Those guys aren't in the league anymore. Like, they're not in the league. So, hey, we'll talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, but Jerry is. We already have the revelation. That
but Jerry's already
said
that he loves it, that he wants the controversy and he wants the spotlight. Jerry admits to you in one of the previews for this documentary. Like, he's the odd one in this case.
I think, like, times have changed, too, and, like, we know that they're probably not letting a lot of this stuff out. So after the first episode, one of the things that we all, like, took away from it was we found out one guy goes drifting, and he takes his young kids and he puts them, shotgun while he's there drifting. And another guy in the offseason going hunting 11-foot pythons. And everyone in here was like, how'd the Bills let that get out? Like, why did they let that on TV? That looks really dangerous and things they shouldn't be doing. Why was that on television? So even us, while we're saying, like, this is boring, we're like, the interesting things that they put out there, we're like, ooh, they shouldn't have put that out there. That seems dangerous.
I want to examine the idea that the Buffalo Bills didn't make the playoffs for 17 years, and wherever it is that America's team should reside nowadays, it doesn't have to be Coke off a table, but MVP, dates, starlets, maybe not Taylor Swift, but in terms of whatever fame is supposed to be there. But is in the championship hunt and can go the next step to stardom if you just want to be fun and interesting. And everyone would say they love Josh Allen's personality, but carry a team through this storyline of knocking off the Eagles and the Chiefs. They should be someone America's rooting for. I
think they are. Remember the narrative when we looked. We were looking like for a few months there, it could be Lions, Bills, and everyone got excited about that storyline outside of maybe division rivals.
Okay, but where storylines reside in the future of sports when the NBA is going to take you to 11 o'clock at night and where it is this league has to sell its properties. The Bills are one of its shiniest items. They should be one of the big tickets on let's sell this thing to you as interesting so that you follow the storylines of this season.
And I think in their defense, they have, effectively. He's the MVP of the league. I should correct myself. He's married to a Hollywood starlet. He is one of the faces of the league. He plays a really exciting style. He's often in the dialogue.
And yes, on top of everything else, hugely fun to watch as a team. The thing that I wanted to bring up with you guys, though, when it comes to interesting and truth-telling and how Hard Knocks would become a diluted property that can't even sell you one of America's shiniest things. While I was away, I don't know how much you guys talked about the idea that the NFL bought 10% of ESPN. And so what was Disney's biggest moneymaker at the time that John Skipper was there, ESPN, and was in the journalism business back then because Skipper insisted that it be so, that change for that dollar amount and that ownership changes content forever through the life of that contract. The NFL will not be a silent partner with ESPN. They are now more in business with ESPN than they ever been. They've been they're a stockholder, they're a shareholder. And what happens as soon as they get through the door, and I don't know if these things are coincidence or not, but the documentary on Colin Kaepernick that Spike Lee was doing, we're not doing that anymore. And so I don't actually know what the facts of that are. Spike Lee can't even speak, and I don't know what it would cost to buy that man's silence.
Well, TMZ reported they canceled the project a year ago. Last summer.
I don't know any of the backstory here.
I will say it's well chronicled how long ESPN and the NFL have been talking to one another, trying to orchestrate this deal. It's been literally years. So I'm sure that was a talking point.
So what is about to happen now, and it's been fun to watch and interesting to watch, and I don't know how well it's been covered, but basically ESPN before this was basically a marketing arm for the NFL with also journalism coverage. But the deal was, we'll pay you a lot more than the big networks so that we can run your programming all day long, all your highlights. It's not even the Monday night game that's that valuable, though it's valuable. It's that all week long we can run all your footage, and it'll do in the off season, and we can just be an infomercial for football at all times. America will love it. It'll make it bigger than ever. You guys have seen what's happened in baseball and hockey when they weren't on ESPN. This partnership, a giant one. And it was amazing, interesting, and sad for me to see, wow, the NFL Network now gets to create its own thing that they already had, sell it to ESPN. We all love Red Zone, and this thing will become bigger and bigger than it's ever been, but far less interesting in how we're going to cover it and where it is we're going to get on the insides of how things get made so that Hard Knocks can continue to be Hard Knocks and so that we can get an honest, actual version of the Colin Kaepernick story told through Spike Lee's eyes, because I really would have liked to have seen that without it being bought.
I think that's a straw man. Far less interesting. What's the most interesting thing about NFL coverage? An NFL ESPN studio show that features Mina Kimes? It is vanilla on purpose. Everyone minds their corporate partnerships, and you may be right in saying that, well, now that they own 10% of ESPN, that's just only going to increase.
Well, that's not partnership anymore. That's ownership.
Yeah,
that's not partnership anymore.
Well, they were owning them. Remember, the whole concussion investigative report thing? This was before the ownership stake, and ESPN took a step back in the name of their partnership.
What's the straw man?
That I don't think that there is really interesting NFL coverage to begin with. It's not. What's interesting about the NFL coverage?
So you don't believe that just this Netflix documentary, keep in mind, this is Jerry Jones who's comfortable with it. He's the one who's comfortable with it.
30 years have passed.
No, but they are not going to, I don't imagine that they will explore in any real way how it is that Michael Irvin almost killed a teammate with a pair of scissors to his neck
30 years ago. You're not going to get that as it's happening.
But I'm saying you can get all of that information if you have documentarians and information sources that aren't in bed for ownership on how the things are getting made.
I think the stuff you're referring to there is, for instance, the stuff that Pablo has uncovered in recent weeks. ESPN wasn't doing that anyway.
They're not going to do that anyways. I'm sure if an Aaron Hernandez thing happens again, heaven forbid, they will cover it. Mina's done a couple of interviews on this in terms of you're mindful. Like, the NFL was owning ESPN well before they owned ESPN.
Okay, no, but Mike, that's not you're doing. I get it. I get what you're saying there, but it wasn't in writing. It wasn't ownership. Here's a 10% stake. You believe the NFL is going to, you believe Don Van Natta is still going to be able to do what he's been doing over there?
I mean, I think, what has he been doing? He's done a great profile piece on Jerry Jones that seems to like Don Van Natta. And if Jerry Jones didn't like Don Van Natta and want to welcome him in, there is no story. Jerry Jones showed Don Van Natta what Jerry Jones wanted to.
You don't believe the coverage of the NFL is going to change on ESPN because the NFL has a 10% stake as a stockholder and is I'm assuming, the greatest minority stockholder there is on the world's strongest sports network.
I certainly don't think anything on the day-to-day changes. I think there may be a story off in the future that may be embarrassing to the NFL that ESPN may not shine a light, but this is a league when it's covered on cable television, it's Dak's contract and Tim Tebow and Micah Parsons.
I think you're being naive, though, about how it is that these power deals are made on information going into the America we're about to go into. These are not dumb people in Jerry Jones and Bob Kraft who got the power of this league, and now the power of this league includes a 10% stake in something that makes the NFL Network and ESPN they're not just business partnerships. The NFL owns 10% of you.
I think Zaz is on the money. ESPN just wasn't doing that stuff for a decade plus, maybe even longer. When we worked for ESPN, we knew the influence and power the league had. We'd hear about it from our bosses when we were talking about a topic too much. It would be feedback. It wasn't don't talk about this, but you were aware.
Does anyone care? I ask you this question sincerely.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
I'm good.
No.
Red Zone's still here.
I get what you're doing and signaling the alarm bells as to what could happen, but it doesn't affect the content machine on the day-to-day because of the day-to-day content machine already carries water for the NFL.
So you say it doesn't affect it day-to-day, and you'd be right, but a shrug of the shoulders on Spike Lee was making a Colin Kaepernick documentary that had Colin Kaepernick's participation in it and would have been something that would have been deeper than most things made on the subject, that was killed and non-disclosure agreements were signed on that to buy Spike Lee's silence. You shrug your shoulders on the entirety of what I'm presenting.
Societal shift. It may have happened either way. Look what's happening with the Smithsonian.
A museum that doesn't do enough about the future. The boldest take of the week is here. Are the calls any better than they've been?
Yeah, Chris previewed them before the show. He
I
told
don't
me they were
believe you
good.
guys.
It's a good batch. I like them.
I don't believe
yeah, well,
you guys.
we're lying. Yeah.
The telephone number is 305-486-GOTS, 305-486-GOTS, 305-486-4689.
The Boost Mobile boldest take is presented by Boost Mobile, the newest 5G network in the country.
Hey, this is Lou on a walk on a golf course. If you're an average golfer, stop pretending you know how to read the green and just three-putt it and move on.
Hey guys, this is Jeff from Jacksonville, aka Two-Ball, calling on a mobile. My hot take is that no coach in professional sports history looks more like his team's mascot than Dan Campbell looks like a lion. I'll hang up and listen.
Hey, this is JR in Minnesota on my work desk phone. My hotline hot take is there's pickled eggs, there's pickled herring, there's pickled beans, there's pickled peppers. Why is a pickled cucumber called a pickle? I'll hold for your response so we can do Vikings win-loss for the season after.
Hey, this is Pete on the toilet. My boldest take for the week is that anyone ordering tacos from Chipotle needs to grow up and order a burrito. Pay the teachers.
Hello, it's me, Mario Cristobal. Looking forward to another season of college football. Woohoo!
What's going on, guys? This is Paul calling from Texas. My bold take is there are no really good Christmas songs. I'll hang up with this one.
Hey, this is George from Tallahassee. First time, long time. Here's my unlimited fake Chris Berman.
Yeah.